Brock Campbell, Tyler Riggs getting you set for the matinee today. 1 o'clock kickoff between the Boomers and the Blue Jays in a crucial 5A District 2 matchup. And we're looking at the Boomers so far in the year. You look at Sam Cheap really leading the charge, 44 of 104, 604 yards, 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions though, glaring, 26 rushes, 32 yards and a touchdown. Completion percentage is about 42%. Sam's got to make some better decisions than he did last week. He still had 2 interceptions last week and going to have to really limit those turnovers as we get deeper into 5A too.
Yeah, not only that, Brock, but then we go to Nash Hunter, and I really want to see Nash Hunter get going today. I mean, he's, 3.58 yards a carry. That's not really him. I mean, last year when we saw him get that ball, he's ripping off 5-6 yards at a time. Just with how physical he is, you've got to really be able to match Guthrie's physicality, and no better guy is going to do that than Nash Hunter with his size and what he could do.
And 2 wide receivers that you're going to watch today, as we have all year, is Taylor Laird, 8 receptions, 202 yards, and a touchdown. Max Cheap, 14 receptions, 241 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Those are 2 key receivers we're going to watch today. Also, we're going to try and get into the mix. Hopefully today, Jarek Thomas, he'll get the start again at wide receiver. So Laird, Thomas, and Cheap are going to be the starters at wide receiver. Defensively for the Boomers, going to have to really sure tackle this afternoon because Raines and Hammonds can break tackles. Hammonds a sophomore, but he's an impressive sophomore. Raines, we saw what he could do last year, breaking some tackles. We're going to have to really rally to the ball and get these guys down at the point of contact.
Yeah, because they're going to run very hard, very physical like you're talking about. And Hammonds himself definitely has a couple moves to work with. Raines, not as much when he wants to. Right. It's more of him kind of, absorbing blows. So you're going to have to, like you said, rally the ball. You need 2, 3, 4 guys at a time on him, really kind of getting around him and rallying to make that tackle, because that's the way you're going to have to try to match the physicality.
Didn't do this as quite as well as we wanted to last week, but Tarman had a lot to do with it. We're really going to have to try and force those running lanes, not going outside and getting on the edges. We're going to have to try and force those back into the middle of the field. So containment tonight or today, I'm going to say that all day, today is key as well on Raines and Hammonds, whoever else is running the ball. You cannot give the edges up today like you did last week.
Yeah, and the one positive, I guess, of that, Brock, is in styles compared from, Guthrie to McGinnis, is that Guthrie's not going to really try to bounce it out on you as much. We talk about being downhill. They are definitely more in between the tackles at worst, maybe just getting outside the tight end. So not necessarily trying to go for those edges as much, and, you just got to be able to identify that. Guys like Paul Sullivan, Nash Hunter at the linebacker spots are going to be huge to be able to identify that and really get downhill and, start making those tackles.
So that's a little bit about what Woodward has this year so far done. They're 0-4, 0-1 in the district. We have our 1-minute timeout, our last timeout. We're going to come back. We'll set the starting lineups for you. We'll have the keys to the game and then the opening kickoff. On an afternoon kickoff, the Boomers and the Blue Jays from Boomer Stadium. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Can I touch this? Where does sand come from? Is this tree good for climbing? What happens if I mix these 2 things together? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Storing your guns securely is the best way to prevent family fire, including unintentional shootings. For more information on safe gun storage and ways to keep your family safe, visit endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org.
What do we keep in the attic? What's this thing called? Can I ride my bike backwards?
Like I said, kids are curious. It's up to us to keep them safe. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Boomer Football, Boomer Stadium here in Boomer County 5A2 district matchup, getting ready to kick off in about 9 minutes or so. And if you're wondering, I know you are, because you probably are in the stands watching the game. It's 17-17 OU in Texas right now, just before halftime. About 28 seconds, Texas has the ball. So there's your Texas OU update. Sorry that we're coming to you in the middle of that game. But anyways, we're going to get the starting lineups here in just a minute for Guthrie as my partner's getting situated. As now we are ready. And I'm going to let him take it away. Here's the starting lineups for Guthrie.
Starting on the Guthrie Blue Jays offense, we got quarterback Josh Raines, number 17, the senior. At their wideout positions, you'll go number 7, the senior, Caden Ballard Stevenson. At the other wideout spot, you got number 3, Jalen Allison, a senior as well there. And then number 32, Tyron Eden, a young sophomore. And then at the running back spot for them, you mentioned him a little bit, Isaiah Hammonds, number 30, a sophomore there. And then going across the offensive line from left tackle to right tackle, you got left tackle number 54, junior Sam Wilhelm, and then left guard, number 67, Mason Campbell, the senior. At center, you got Blake Schwartz, number 77, a junior. At right guard, you got number 74, Jared Dean, the junior there. And at right tackle, you got number 68, Davin Moore, one of those guys that, Brock, we've talked about. He likes to pull quite a bit.
Oh, so does he ever?
Going to have to watch him. And finally at tight end, you got number 33, Carson Wilder, a sophomore there. And across the Guthrie Blue Jays defense, going here from your D-line first, we got number 50, Nathan Wiggins, a senior. Number 49, Zachary Thompson, a senior. And number 43, Cole Masson, a senior as well, so experienced D-line, which we did talk about. Then going across your linebacking core here, you got Landon Herzl, number 15, the sophomore. You got number 22, Chase Doyles, junior. And number 21, Spade Poole, junior there as well. And then Jackson Walters, number 6, a senior. And then finally, along their defensive secondary here, you start with Caden Ballard Stevenson again, number 7, the senior, and then number 9, Cole Whitfield, a junior, number 2, DeAndre Jones, a junior, and number 10, Jalen Shelf, sophomore there. And then at the specialist spots, we got Ezok, is his name. That's what we've been kind of told to call him there. So
that's what he goes by.
Yeah, he'll be kicking field goals there for him, and then the punter will be Josh Raines as well.
And that's your starting lineups for the visiting Guthrie Blue Jays, 3-0, coached by Kelly Beebe. He is in his 7th season at Guthrie, also the defensive coordinator for the Blue Jays. Now for your starting lineups for the homestanding Woodward Boomers, 0-4 on the season, 0-1 in district play. Leading off in playing quarterback number 3, the sophomore Sam Cheap leads the team 604 yards with 7 touchdowns through the air, 26 rushes, 32 yards, and a touchdown. Also behind him, Nash Hunter, running back. He's the junior, number 30. Wide receivers, number 1, the sophomore Taylor Laird. He comes in with 202 yards and a touchdown. Jarek Thomas, the senior, number 21. He is going to get the starting nod again. And number 5, Max Cheap. He comes in with 14 receptions, 241 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's the senior. And also the slot receiver, Aaron Friday, number 33, the senior, 7 catches, 57 yards. Across the line, left tackle is Kenyon Landon, number 78, the senior. The senior, number 79, Landon Phillips, is your left guard. The center, number 58, sophomore Hunter Harrison. Right guard, number 67, junior Damian Chavez. Number 57 is the right tackle, the senior, Zane Samarco. So that is your offensive line. Boomers are come in with about 231.5 yards per game, 55.5 rush yards per game, 176 yards per game in the passing game. So definitely want to get that running game going today. That's way too low for a Coach Luchin ball team.
Yeah, and we talked about it starts up front, and I think Kenyon and some of those guys know that's got to kind of get rolling.
Yeah.
That's going to be a key to success if you really want to be able to right the ship and get things rolling in the season.
Offensive coordinator Rick Luchin and Shane Pickard share that title. PATs and the kickoffs and field goals will be Daniel Pinkard, and the punter is Max Cheap. For the defense for the Boomers, across the line of scrimmage, defensive tackle 57, Zane Zamarco. Number 42, the sophomore Ethan Matt is your nose guard. Number 78, Kenyon Lanham, the senior, is the other defensive end. Your cornerbacks, number 33, Aaron Friday, the senior, and number 23, Parker Smits, the junior. Your strong safety and free safety, Taylor Laird, number 1, the sophomore, and Max Cheap, the senior, number 5. Your linebackers, weak side linebacker, number 16, Wyatt Pope, the junior. Number 30, Nash Hunter, junior, and 14, the junior, Paul Sullivan. And also the nickelback, or the strong safety, I guess you could call it, is number 24, freshman Cole Parker. Boomers are giving up 172.75 rush yards a game, 123 through the air, 295.75, which, considering that's not bad. It's under 300 yards a game. This defense has done its job, but, man, they've had 2 tough contests the last 2 weeks, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do against this Guthrie offense. Yeah,
and we talked about it a little bit. You got to come out and set the tone early after a couple weeks, against Weatherford and McGinnis, where maybe you started a bit flat or a bit slow, as they called it, on both sides of the ball. You've got to come out firing. You can't let Guthrie take that momentum early, because they were very good about taking the momentum early and then just kind of sticking it to you from there and not letting up.
Boomers are 237 average on the line of scrimmage. Derek Ulichin is your defensive coordinator. Punt and kickoff returners, Max Cheap, Denzel Emery. Boomers are giving up 35 points a game. They're scoring 18 points a game. Then another glaring statistic, 13-3. That's the turnover margin. We've had 13 turnovers to 3. Had 14 tackles for loss as well. Also in the offensive line of scrimmage, the offensive line is 269 average across that line of scrimmage. 6 seniors, 2 juniors, 3 sophomores start on the offense. So there is your starting lineups in a little bit different form this week as we're getting ready to start this one in just a couple minutes. Guthrie now coming out of their tunnel. We got 3 minutes and change. Let's talk about the keys to the ball game for the Boomers.
Make sure you do not have those turnovers early and often. I mean, you got to really take control of that. That's something that probably is the most important thing to clean up going forward, you know. And with the younger team, we've talked about how you're going to have some of those growing pains, if you will, with that, but it's got to kind of change at some point in the season if you want to start stringing together some wins.
And here come the Boomers out of the tunnel. My keys, get out of the gates fast. You got to start fast. You cannot start with no energy. You can't see, like Coach Luchin said, you can't see if Guthrie's that good and just kind of wait him out. And then my other point, energy. You've got to come out and you've got to be excited to play. And then we got to run wild. We got to get that running game going against this defense. Limit turnovers, tackle. We talked about that at the point of contact. Don't give them any yak yardage, which is yards after the carry or catch. Make Guthrie one-dimensional. Make them run the ball. Make them have to stop them to run and make them pass, which is not where they're comfortable. So those are my keys to the ball game. Any more?
I think that pretty much covers it, other than just, being physical. You got to match physicality, which generally this Boomer team hasn't necessarily had a problem with that as much.
So I'm going to go ahead and thank our sponsors. We haven't done that today. So AAA Insurance, Design Realty, Bentech Insurance, Dairy Queen, Diesel Dynamics, Harper Sanitation, High Plains Technology Center, High Plains Tire, K&S Tire, and Wilson's Country Grill. We thank you for all of your sponsorship of Boomer Athletics. Oklahoman's pick for this ball game, Guthrie 35-20. So I hope they are wrong, to say the least. So get ready to get this one underway. As the Boomers won the toss, they deferred, so they will kick off. Guthrie will have the ball to start the ball game. And deep to receive for the Blue Jays. I did have it. Where's my kickoff return? There we go. Kick returners is going to be Stevenson, Ballard Stevenson, and Shelf and Hammonds and Allison are going to be back deep to receive, but way back deep is Stevenson to return the kick.
Yeah, and as special teams coverage goes here, Stevenson has proven to be a bit deadly on, more so punt returns, but he definitely has the wheels to make some moves on these kick returns, so you got to be on them early.
Daniel Pinker to kick off from his own 40-yard line. He's going from left to your right on your radio dial, so he'll be kicking into the south end zone. Back deep is Ballard Stevenson to return deep for the Blue Jays. Daniel puts his hand up, gets the whistle, approaches the ball, and we're underway in the matinee. That's a pooch kick. Going to be taken over here by Hammonds on the left side of the field. Angles up to the middle of the field. Gets across the 30, 35, has a lane, 40, 45, and he's going to be tackled from behind across the 45. Gets to the 43 of the Boomers. And Guthrie, excellent field position to start the ball game.
Cole Parker with a touchdown-saving tackle right there. And, I don't know if the right call is to pooch kick to Hammonds, because he might be even more deadly with that ball in his hands, and you saw a flash of that. But for the Boomers now, we've seen them in these situations where they've been able to stand tall despite maybe not the best defensive field position.
1st and 10 for the Guthrie Blue Jays at the Woodward Boomer 42-yard line. Josh Raines will bring out the troops to the line of scrimmage to start the first possession of the ball game. Going from your right to your left on your radio dial. Guthrie gets set. They've got 3 receivers to the far side, 1 back in the backfield. That's Josh Raines. He actually shakes the referee's hand as he gets ready to get into shotgun. Hammond's on the left shoulder of Raines in the shotgun. Takes a snap. He's going to call his own number left side. Angles up to the middle of the field. Crosses the 40. Now dump truck down to about the 37-yard line. Got 5 yards on the play. 2nd down and 5 for the Blue Jays.
Wyatt Pope getting that initial contact, filling the space in the hole, and doing good to be able to wrap up Raines and hold.
So 2nd down and officially 6. Actually got 4. 2nd down and 6 for the Blue Jays. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 back set. Josh Raines in the snap. Now he's going to look over. Going to check the play at the line of scrimmage. Gets the call from BB at the sideline. Barks out the call. Now he gets the snap. Low snap. Gets it. He's going to hand it off to Hammonds. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for maybe 2 yards. Going to bring up about a 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Blue Jays.
Zane Smarco getting in there and making some action. Him and Ethan Matt doing a great job on that side, closing that hole. And, you know, Brock, with us only having really a 3-down lineman up front set here, you got to be, you know, closing out those holes if you're Matt and Smarco. And they both know they'll get double teamed to kind of worked on.
Same formation, 3 receivers the far side, 1 back set. On the left shoulder is Josh Raines in the shotgun, gets snapped. He's going to call his number. RPO has the first down. Gets drugged down across the 30, falls forward to about the 28-yard line. First down and 10 for the Blue Jays at the Boomer 28.
Boy, just got enough of a hole there to be able to get that first down. Made a bit of a move. Ethan Matt drug him down as quick as he could. And
we saw the toughness right there between him and Tarman. Had him hit at the line of scrimmage, and he just drags a couple Boomers with him and gets a good possession for a good gain for a first down. 3 receivers the far side, 1 back set. On the right side is Hammonds. Now back to pass is Raines. He rolls to his right, still looking. He's going to fire. It's caught in the slot over there on the right side. That's Stevenson. Jukes his way across the 20-yard line, gets down to the 18, close to a first down. If not, I think he does have it. It's going to be another first down and 10 for Guthrie. It is.
Yeah, it's one of those padded rollouts they do where they just kind of they run a couple high-low options with it, and right there they found the low option, just a soft spot just in the Boomer defensive zone, and Stevenson made a tough catch.
First and 10 for the Blue Jays at the Boomer 18-yard line, first drive of the ball game. 3 receivers over here to the near side, 1 to the far side, and I think we have a timeout. Nope, we're going to have setting the chains. Waiting for the chains to be set. Now we're going to reset the play clock. We'll have 3 receivers over here to the near side, 1 to the far side, and 1 back set. Raines will still be in the shotgun formation. That's what Guthrie does pretty much 100% of the time. Hammond's on the left shoulder of Raines. Receiver goes in motion. Sets back behind the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Hammonds over there right side. Angles it up the middle of the field, up into the end zone. Touchdown, 18-yard jaunt. That's Isaiah Hammonds. Really not even touched until he got to the end zone. 6-0, Guthrie on top.
Yeah, you saw the explosiveness right there by Hammonds to really take that hole and just run. I mean, it wasn't I don't know how to say other than necessarily just blocked really good by Guthrie.
Yeah.
I mean, hole was there, and as you mentioned, untouched pretty much.
18-yard scramble up the center of the field. Actually started to the right, cut it up to the center of the field. Ezok with the point after attempt upcoming for the Blue Jays. Snap back, ball down.
If you're an owner or operator that has been put in the shop due to breakdowns, let Diesel Dynamics LLC get you out of the shop and back trucking. Diesel Dynamics LLC is a high-quality truck and rig engine repair shop that offers 24-hour service. At 38757 South County Road 200 in Woodward, they take care of all your repair needs. Give Tim a call at 580-334-0485 or the office at 580-254-2199. Go Boomers!
And welcome back to Boomer football. 7-0 Guthrie on top with 9:32 to go first quarter. Halftime score, Texas OU is 17-17. So there's the halftime score of the OU-Texas game. We're actually following it up here on my phone. But 7-0, Guthrie just takes it down. They had a short field to work with, though, Tyler. That's one thing you can't give Guthrie, but they work it down 43 yards for their drive. And how long was that drive and all that good stuff?
5 plays, 43 yards, as you mentioned, and took exactly about 2 minutes off the clock from the time they got the ball there, started the drive after the long kick return by Hammonds to set that one up.
So Guthrie will kick off from their own 40-yard line, going right to left on your radio dial. Back deep, Max Cheap. Taylor Laird over here to the left side, and to the far side, I believe that's Aaron Friday? I think it is.
Yes.
Aaron Friday, Taylor Laird at the 15, and then Max stands about his 7-yard line, kicking off as Isak. And his last name is Villaba, I think. So they just call him Isak next door in the Guthrie broadcast, so that's how we're going to call him. Isak approaches the ball, gets ready to kick off, puts a boot into it. Boy, it's a terrible kick. It's a pooch kick. Going to be taken by the up man, and the Boomers going to have excellent field position themselves at their own 42-yard line. I don't know if that was by design or if he just missed a kick.
Maybe trying to kind of get the Boomers off balance. We've seen the Boomers do something similar there, with Pinkard. So Isak's a good kicker at Brock. He actually just started playing this year in football.
Wow.
So Had been playing
soccer,
yeah, and they got.
How did I guess that? Because we have a soccer player kicking off. Maybe that's how I knew. Boomers break the huddle for their first possession of the ball game. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. That's Hunter on the right shoulder of Sam Cheap in the shotgun from their own 42. Receiver comes in motion. Here's the snap. He's going to hand it off to Max Cheap around the jet sweep, trying to get around the corner. He does. 45-50, 45-40. Jukes a man, gets across the 40 and dumped down at the 37-yard line. Big game for the Boomers, first down.
Yes, sir, and that's how you want to start it off there for the Boomers, Brock. And something I noticed out there on the edge blocking, doing a great job, was Mark Pinkert, who's back
nice.
in action.
He did get to start. Okay.
Yeah, he got to play, and he had a great block out there and let off the block at the right time, make sure he didn't get a block in the back.
Well, he sealed that corner. Then Max did the rest with that speed. First down and 10 for the Boomers at their own 37, or actually the Guthrie 37. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, a 1 back set. Sam Cheap in the shotgun from their own 37-yard line. Gets the snap. He's back to pass, looking over here to the right side of the line. He gets it.
That's incomplete.
It's incomplete. Thank God it falls down to the turf. It does. It was intended for Wyatt.
No, that was Pinkert.
That was Pinkert. That was Mark Pinkert. It went off his hands and then caromed off about 5 Guthrie players and finally fell to the ground harmlessly.
Yeah, and I was kind of worried there for a minute they were going to try to call a fumble because, he did have a slight control of it, but not enough.
Didn't make a football move.
Yeah, exactly. And, as you mentioned, the hot potatoing luckily doesn't go into Guthrie's hands.
Second down and 10 for the Boomers from their own from the Guthrie 37. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Right shoulder of Sam Cheap in the shotgun. He gets a snap. It's a high snap. It goes over his head. He's going to have to fall on it way back across the 50. Give it to him about the Boomer 47-yard line. A big loss brings up 3rd and long for the Boomers.
Yeah, and that is a crucial mistake. We talked about not having some of those early errors to put you behind the 8 ball, and that one is going to prove itself maybe fatal on this drive.
Harrison, a little bit too much juice on that one.
Yeah, and we've talked about that with him on the coaching show where it's a transition. He hadn't played center coming into the season. He's still trying to work on some things and get it down pat. So.
3rd down and forever for the Boomers. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set over there on the left shoulder. Now Sam Cheap. He's back to pass. He's looking, still has all the time in the world, throws down the middle of the field. He's got a receiver, and it is caught! It is caught! No, it's picked off. Yep. I thought it was caught by the Boomer. He looked like he had it, but it is picked off by number, what was that number?
Number 2 there.
Number 2,
and that would be DeAndre Jones. Got in a fight there with Max Cheap for the ball in midair and just won it and took it away.
Another interception thrown by Sam. I apologize. I thought Max came down with it, the way he was kind of cradling his hands as he came down to the field. But no, it's another interception, and that's the 7th interception this year for Sam Cheap, the sophomore quarterback. So Guthrie has it at the Boomer 17-yard line. 3 receivers over here to the near side, 1 back set. Josh Raines, second possession for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays up 7-0, 8:13 to go first quarter. Receiver goes in motion, gets a snap, going to try option to the right side. Now cuts it up the center of the field and makes a couple man move. Boy, he's just driving the pile, and he's going to have about 11 yards and a first down to about the 27-yard line. Josh Raines, boy, just put his head down and got everything he got 4 more yards at the point of contact.
Well, that's why we say you really have to get 3-4 guys on him to really bring him down because he keeps those feet moving at elite level. He's more so a linebacker than a quarterback. I think he favors playing linebacker more than anything. So you're kind of seeing that there. Receiver
to the near side, to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. That's Hammonds over there on the right shoulder of Raines. From the Boomer 26-yard line, 1st and 10 Blue Jays. Now Hammonds is going to go over to the left side of Raines in the shotgun. Gets a snap. RPO is going to roll over here to the left side. Still looking, going to fire. He has a man. It's complete, but it went off his shoulder, and then he caught it. And that was number 33, Carson Wilder, and he lived up to his name. That was wild play, but he actually did catch the ball. It's going to be 2nd down and 1, but that was a bullet by Josh Raines.
It was. Raines is a baseball player as well, so that's why you see he's going to
have a flag. It's going to be holding on the Blue Jays.
Good break there for the Boomers because that's going to be back at the spot of the foul, and I think that's more line of scrimmage, obviously, with it being a pass play. So
might be 1st and 20 now. So it'll be holding on the Blue Jays. They'll back about 10 yards from the spot of the foul, or is it 5? It's actually 5. So it was most likely a legal man downfield. That's what it was.
Yep.
So legal man downfield. 2nd down and 15 upcoming for the Blue Jays. They got 3 receivers over there to the far side. One back set, Hammonds on the right shoulder of Josh Raines. Now he's going to flip over here and make me wrong on the left side. Now he's going to go back to the right side. Josh Raines gets a snap. He's looking. He's back to pass. Takes about 3 steps. Now he's rolled to his right. He fires. It's caught over there on the far side across the 30 and then tackled across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. That was Wilder again, I believe.
Yep, they found him in space. Just kind of about a 5-7 yard out route right there towards the sideline. And once he made that move, he was open.
Well, 2nd and long, you'll take that all day. That was a good 8-yard pickup, so brings up 2nd down and about 6. 2nd down 6, handoff to, no, he's going to RPO himself around the right side. That's Raines, has a room, he's gone. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Guthrie, as he stumbles in the end zone. And that is a 69-yard touchdown run. Josh Raines on the RPO, angled over to the right side, cut it back to the center of the field, and nobody was there to meet him.
Yeah, and that's kind of the tricky part about defending, read option like that, which – for Raines, he's ran enough now where when he sees that hole and he can identify it, he's very good about being able to pull it out, and that's what you saw right there.
Guthrie's up 13-0 with the point after attempt coming from Esoc. With 6:24 to go in the first quarter, Guthrie has jumped out to a 13-point lead. Esoc getting set for his kick. Takes a couple steps. He's ready now. Snap back. Ball down, kick is on the way. It is high, and it's long, and it's good. With 6:24 to go in the first quarter, Boomers got to play from behind again. They're down 14-0. This is Boomer football on Z92.
Harper Sanitation has been serving the needs of Northwest Oklahomans since 1971. That's almost 50 years. We pride ourselves on our services. We offer household, commercial, and construction waste management and leave you with a mess-free environment. Harper Sanitation is fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Remember, when you need quality sanitation services from a local trusted company, choose Harper Sanitation. Come check us out online at harpersanitation.net or give us a call at 580-256-5835. You'll be glad you did.
6:24 to go, first quarter. Guthrie has jumped all over the Boomers. 14-0. Last play was 69-yard touchdown run by Josh Raines. What was that drive, partner?
Officially, it goes 4 plays, 82 yards there, and just under a couple minutes in terms of a drive. So about a minute 49 officially on the drive.
Do we got Dakota down on the sideline?
I don't think, unfortunately, we have him available.
But
today.
I was just kind of wondering, if you're Derek Luchin, the defensive coordinator, what are you telling your squad right now?
You got to make reads. I mean, that's where they really killed you. They blocked up a couple really good plays. Hammonds with that 18-yard touchdown run, then right there by range, just seeing the hole, pulling out, and he was virtually untouched as well. So that's where they killed you, is just getting to those 2nd and 3rd levels. And if you're the Boomers, you got to fight harder to, close those gaps.
Yeah, I was more worried about Hammonds coming into the ballgame than I was with Raines, and Raines has done all the damage so far with his legs and his arm. So Esoc will kick off from his own 40-yard line, right to left on the radio dial, back deep. Max Cheap stands about his 7-yard line. It was a short kick last time. See if the Boomers adjust for that. He approaches the ball. Now the whistle, and we've got a flag. That's going to be delay a game. They're going to march back 5 yards. Esoc took too much time. And it'll kick off from his own 35 this time.
I hope the Boomers there, get you a little bit of, hopefully, better starting field position here.
So Esoc, what year is he? He is a junior. First year of kicking. He'll probably hear some of that from the coach when he gets back to the sideline. Hey, you got to kick it off quicker than that, bud. He's a very methodical kicker. Takes his time on kickoffs and his PKs. So he approaches, very slowly approaches. Little gallop, puts a boot into it. It's a short kick again. Nash Hunter's got an eye on it. He takes it across the 30, across the 35, and then rumbles and bumbles himself all the way down to the 49-yard or 39-yard line. We got a late flag over there on the far side.
Oh,
might be a holding or a block in the back on the Boomers. We'll see what the call
this
is.
One. Not quite sure who they got for the Boomers, but I saw one kind of in the back behind Nash Hunter that may have got it on. I unfortunately think
probably it was. I think it was a away from play. It wasn't even going to affect the play, and it was a block in the back. So that's going to be 15 yards from the spot of the foul.
Costly there for sure.
So Boomers will have it 1st and 10, back in their own territory again, deep. Actually, the first drive was at their own 41, but they're going to have a little deeper in their territory for their second possession. 14-0, Guthrie on top, 6:14 to go, first quarter. 5A2 matchup here, afternoon matchup. Guthrie and the Boomers. Ball's going to be placed around the 19-yard line. Actually, nope, the 24-yard line, not the 19. Learn to count, Brock. 1st and 10 for the Boomers at their own 24. They break the huddle. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side, 1 back set. That's Nash Hunter. Boomers have the accent pink for breast cancer awareness. Pink out today here at Boomer Stadium. Receiver comes in motion. Sets back. And a high snap again. Sam gets it, and he's going to get wrestled down to the ground at the 15-yard line, and that was because of the high snap. That is a 5-yard loss. Actually, 6-yard loss, and it's going to be 2nd down and 16 for the Boomers.
On top of the high snap, Chris Shaputis was just immediately in the backfield. Interestingly enough, Chris Shaputis, his older brother, played receiver for Guthrie down there.
I knew I recognized that name.
Yeah. A bit of an older group, so he's a bit different than his brother. Built a bit differently for sure.
So 2nd down and 17 officially, a 7-yard loss. Boy, the Boomers keep going backwards. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Nash Hunter over there on the right shoulder of Sam. Gets a snap. He's going to roll to his right. Still looking. He's going to fire across his body. It's complete, or did he drop it? I think Pope.
Yeah, he dropped it.
Dropped it. Yes, he did.
Wyatt Pope is who he had there.
Had him at the 29. It was going to get a pretty good gain, almost to a 1st down yardage, but he drops it. Brings up 3rd down and 17. Once again, the Boomers are behind the sticks like we were a lot last week.
Yeah, and right there, I mean, I'm impressed by Sam for the window he threw that into. It was a tight window, but because of that tight window, he had to throw it just a bit behind Wyatt Pope. Wyatt had to make a tough adjustment and just couldn't bring it in.
So 3rd down and 17 for the Boomers from their own 18-yard line. Break the huddle. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. That's Hunter. Over on the right shoulder of Sam Cheap. Sam's in the shotgun, gets a snap. He's back to pass, drops back. He's going to fire down the far side. He's got a receiver, Max. It is caught at the 50-yard line, and he knocked out of bounds as he crosses midfield to the 47-yard line. A big cheap-to-cheap connection. That's a frugal connection and a 1st down for the Boomers.
Great throw there by Sam Cheap, right over the back shoulder. Put it where Max, who was very comfortable making some adjustments midair, obviously from the being the basketball player. Yeah. Pretty much boxed out Jalen Shelf right there, and Shelf couldn't really do anything, and Max comes down with a beautiful catch.
That was a little bit over almost a 30-yard pass play, I believe. So 1st down and 10 for the Boomers at the Guthrie 47. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set over there on Nash Hunter. Gets snapped. He's going to hand it to Nash. He's going to drive himself up the middle of the field across the 45 and then just falls forward for another 2 yards to the 43. He got about 4 yards in the play, bring up about 2nd and 6 for the Boomers.
And that's what you want to see there from your run game. It doesn't have to be 20 yards a pop. If you could consistently rip off 4 or 5 yards at a time, and this type of offense, knowing that now you've got a bit more of a passing element than you had last year with it, that will open up a lot of things, especially over the middle.
Actually give him 4 yards, 4 yards in the play, 2nd down to 6, I was right. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Nash Hunter again over here right side. Now Sam Cheap's going to a little bit of a check at the line of scrimmage. Gets back in the shotgun formation. Looks over to the sideline. Now he's got the snap. Gets the snap. He's going to hand it up. They're going to have full start over there on the far side, I believe. And one of the receivers for the Boomers knock him back 5 yards. Bring up 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, just trying to get a bit too antsy there. That's unfortunate. Yeah, and we've seen those penalties now a couple times on 2nd down. That is a crucial down. They do not want to have the penalties on. So now you set yourself, back behind the 8-ball again.
Give that to the Guthrie defense. They were running around and trying to. They were actually confusing the Boomer offense there, as they were trying to just kind of shift in different formations, and it just kind of made one of the Boomers over there on the far side flinch. So 2nd down and 11. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. Nash over there, left side. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. From their own, from the Guthrie 48. He's back to pass. Sam is a slant over there to Talon Laird. He has it complete across the 40. Falls forward to the 38-yard line. About 2 yards short of a 1st down. Got 9. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Great throw right there by Sam Cheap. Took his drop and just fired one right into Talon Laird with a pretty good slant route, and tested himself a bit after he got up from that hit going, okay, shoulder's fine. Obviously he had that issue last week. It looks like he's good and running at full speed, though.
Mark Pinker brings the play in. 3rd down, and we're going to call it 1 for the Boomers, a long one. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Pinker over here to the near side. One back set. That's Nash Hunter in the backfield. Sam in the shotgun. Snap. Give it to Nash Hunter. He has the first down. Falls forward close to the 35. Doesn't have it quite for the 35. About a 35.5. First down for the Boomers at the 35.5-yard line.
There you go. That's how you sustain some drives. Just third and short, give it to your big man to let him fall forward for a few yards, and a decent hole there for Nash to get through right there. And that's, on 3rd and 1, that could be one of those instances where if you're not careful as a line, you try to take it off a bit, it all of a sudden gets blown up, but they did not do that there.
About 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Guthrie leads 14-0, but the Boomers are driving at the Guthrie 35-yard line. 1st and 10, 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Receiver comes in motion. I think that is Thomas. It is. Sam's back to pass. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to fire down the far side to his brother Max, and he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Boomers. We've got a flag on the play. That's going to stand roll wagon. 35-yard touchdown, cheap to cheap, and the Boomers on the board.
Yeah, definitely some hand fight going on there, and Max still fought through it and was able to bring it in, and I think they were.
Boomers, we've got a flag on the play. That's going to stand roll wagon.
He was trying to keep Max from cutting inside on him, and Max still found a way to get through.
35-yard touchdown pass, Sam Cheap to Max Cheap. And the official call is holding on the defense. It's going to be declined. Touchdown, Boomers. 14-6 extra point upcoming by Daniel Pinkard to get this within 7. Boy, they can't stop the cheap-to-cheap connection right now, partner.
Yeah, nobody really has been able to slow that down.
No,
whenever Sam is on it, even McGinnis struggled with it a little bit.
Daniel Pinkard. Point after attempt, snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long. It splits the uprights, and it's good. 2:43 to go. First quarter, 14-7. Boomers trail by 7, and that was what the doctor ordered definitely for the Boomers. They had to get some points on the board. That's got to feel good getting back out there for the next defensive stop.
Yeah, and that's a drive that you needed. We talk about setting the tempo and, matching physicality when Guthrie kind of goes down on you 2 times in a row and just – at will puts it in. You need to show some backbone. Now the Boomer defense has to answer. Your offense got the score and kind of kept you off the field for a little bit to get your breath back, and now you've got to stand tall here for the Boomer defense.
And that was a good drive by the Boomers. They were backed up to their own 18-yard line, had to go about 82 yards for the drive. That was a good drive for the Boomers. How long was that drive? How many plays and all that good stuff?
Yeah, we're looking at 8 plays, 82 yards there, and about 3 minutes, 30 seconds in terms of the clock, so not too bad. Sustained that drive, had some big plays, obviously capped off by that big touchdown pass there, 35 yards, cheap to cheap.
And you said that sustain that drive had 2 big pass plays. Obviously, the first one, cheap to cheap, across the midfield stripe, and then that 35-yard touchdown pass by Sam to get him on the board. 14-7, Daniel Pinker kicking off from his own 40, approaches the kick. Puts a boot into it. It's a little pooch kick again. Guess he was going to go to Hammonds. It's going to it's going to stay in bounds. Hammond's going to pick it up, and he has nowhere to go. It kind of coffin cornered itself, and he just kind of dances out of bounds about the 33. Nope. What am I saying? 27-yard line of Guthrie. And, boy, can't do anything better than that for Daniel.
Not at all. And Hammond's made the right decision. As you mentioned, that was pretty much going straight at the out of bounds, but I'm pretty sure if Mr. Pinkard found a way to be able to golf with his foot, he'd be better than Roy McElroy.
Because that was
some crazy backspin he put on that to just keep that thing in bounds. That was ridiculous.
I'm sure he has clubs because his dad does. His dad does coach golf too. So Guthrie has it 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. They lead 14-7. 2:35 to go first quarter. Josh Raines in the shotgun. Flanking him on the left shoulder is Hammonds. He gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to Hammonds over there right side. Has the corner. Has the 30, 35. Angles himself out. He's got a first down. Cross to about the 42-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down and 10 for Guthrie. Boy, we talked about not giving those edges up, and that time he gave the edge up, and you could see how dangerous Hammonds is.
Yeah, and it's even tougher, Brock, because like I said, Guthrie generally likes to keep it between the tackles. They very rarely will bounce it to the outside, but when they do, they've at least got a lead blocker, maybe 2, with it.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Josh Raines in the shotgun. Receiver goes in motion. That's Wilder. He'll sit back and behind the line of scrimmage. Here's the snap. Give it to Hammonds. Across the 40. Still dragging Boomers across to the 45-yard line. Got 8 yards on the play. Actually, about 7. Brings up 2nd and down and 3.
Yeah, and the Boomers have got to find a way to cut off that point of attack, especially just on the other shoulders of your center right there. You got to cut down those gaps.
Same formation. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Josh Raines in the shotgun. Looks over to the sideline for the call. Checks it at the line of scrimmage. Hammond's on the left shoulder of range in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's going to call his own number up the middle of the field. Spins off a tackle, gets across midfield, falls forward to about the 49-yard line. That was a nice little spin. Josh Rain's first down for the Blue Jays across midfield.
Yeah, and it's just the consistent yardage right now, Brock, from Guthrie. And for this Boomer defense, I don't know if it's the linebackers going to be a little bit more aggressive with shooting the gap. The problem with that is, Guthrie blocks well enough. If you're too aggressive, they catch you out.
First down and 10 for Guthrie at the Boomer 49-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. A one-back set. That's Hammonds. Now he's going to switch sides over here to the left side. Rains in the shotgun once again. Calls out the cadence. Now he's going to sweep it to the left side. Cuts it up to center field. Got a flag in the backfield. He's crossed the 40. 35-30. He's off to the races again. 25-20. 15-10. 5 touchdown. Guthrie, but this one is coming back.
Yeah,
we had a holding on the back side of this play, so that's going to bring it back. And that'll negate that play again. But another nice run with the the option of having holding on you. But, boy, you saw the cutbacks that he's had right there on that play. It's going to come back, though.
Yeah, Rains with some good vision, and cutbacks are definitely part of this Guthrie offense in terms of they will create with those pulls and traps and whatnot, a couple of those lanes, and you saw that right there. And sad part is, I think on this holding, it wasn't even needed for Guthrie right there. So a mental mistake and a break for the Boomers because it was pretty much at the line of scrimmage, so they get the full 10 yards back, if you will.
Yeah, it was on the back side of the play. It wasn't even near the play, partner. You called it. It was not needed. And, boy, that's a backbreaker for Guthrie as they are marched all the way back inside their own 39-yard line. So instead of a 48-yard touchdown run, it's 1st and 20 for the Blue Jays. Boomers have got to figure out this run game.
Yeah, for sure, because if not, Guthrie's just going to be content with, taking 5-6 yards of play.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 back set. Rains in the shotgun. He's going to option to the left side again. Pitches to Hammonds, trying to get the corner. Does get it. 40, 45, and he's going to be dumped right there out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Boy, just did not have the angle on him. I think that was Parker Smith trying to get the angle on him, and Hammonds just ran right by him.
Yeah, Parker, it's kind of a tough angle because it was an awkward, round in there where Hammonds really stretched it out despite having the space to cut it up. But thankfully, Wyatt Pope was right there after Parker kind of missed it to be able to corral him and take him out of bounds. 2nd down and 13 upcoming for the Blue Jays from their own 47-yard line. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Rains in the shotgun. Gets snapped. Looked like Guthrie left early. They did, and they're going to get number 3. Ellison left early. He flinched, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So, hey, Dakota, I think we got you now down there, but I know you've been down there on the sideline a little bit. What are you hearing from this defense, or from the coaches here about this defense and what they got to do to kind of get right the ship?
I can hear that they kind of just need to make some harder hits and stop the ball because their running game right now is kind of destroying us defensively.
Yes, for sure. Thank you, Cotto.
So 2nd down and 18 upcoming for the Blue Jays inside their own 43-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Josh Rains in the snap. Looks like there might have been another flag, but play goes on. Now he's under pressure. He's going to roll out to his right. Still under pressure. Still has the ball, and he's going to be sacked. He threw the ball. That's going to be intentional grounding. It should be. Boy, the referee almost took his flag. There it is.
Okay.
It's going to be intentional grounding.
Thought he was out of the tackle box for that, but because generally that's, as long as you're out there, but maybe it didn't get back to that line of scrimmage is the more key factor. And
got a Boomer injured over there on the far side on the Guthrie sideline.
Yeah, I think it was the Boomer that made the tackle right there, if I'm not mistaken.
Tackled him from behind and came down awkwardly there. 22 seconds to go, first quarter. Guthrie leads 14-7. So it is going to be intentional grounding on the offense, loss of down. So you get the yardage back, and you also get the loss of down. It's going to be 3rd and forever for the Blue Jays upcoming as we've got the injury. Boy, but right now, Guthrie is doing everything they want with a running game. There's just no answer right now for the Boomers. Obviously, they're killing themselves in this drive right here, but the Boomers have got to solve that blocking up front with David Moore, Mason Campbell, Blake Swartz, Jarrett Dean. They're just moving the line of scrimmage in Sam Willem.
Yeah, and those guys are well coached up. I mean, I know obviously being a former lineman at Guthrie myself, they if you get any sort of size along that line, Brock, and you get some guys that can move, it really is blocked up, schemed up very nicely pretty much all the time. There's always going to be guys trying to get to the second level on you and things of that nature. So Boomers have to adjust that because I think that's something they haven't seen as much kind of throughout the year. And unfortunately, it's Hunter Harrison, it looks like.
Yep, it is Hunter. He's up and walking. Boy, we need to have him come back. He's our center.
I think maybe just get that breath knocked out because it was an awkward fall.
Yeah, when you tackle somebody from behind, I mean, you more than likely you also land on your stomach.
Exactly. Yeah,
and
then
it takes
on the stomach.
Yeah, and the feet on the stomach, and it's not a great feeling if you've ever played football.
No.
I mean, me and my partner can relate to that. But anyways, it's going to be 3rd and forever. Boy, the ball is way back to the 27-yard line. It's going to be 3rd, and I don't even know how many yards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 3rd about 37 for the Blue Jays. Upcoming. Boy, the Boomers have just got to keep everything in front here, and you'll be fine. So 3rd and 37 for the Blue Jays. They say 34 on the board, but I'm going to call it about 37. 2 receivers here to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. That's Hammonds over there on the left side as we're getting ready back to play with 22 seconds the first quarter to go. Guthrie leads 14-7. Receiver comes in motion. Then we're going to have another false start. Yeah, both receivers were in motion. That's a legal shift, and that's another 5 back for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, a lot of mental mistakes compounded right now for the Blue Jays, and this is a talented bunch, Brock, but one thing, that's interesting is that their most talented class in terms of guys being out there on the field are sophomores, and with that, they're still a young squad, and they've got some games under their belt, but you're still prone to some mental mistakes sometimes.
3rd and about 42 upcoming for Guthrie. I've never called that before in my life. It says 39. It's close to 40. I would say 3rd and 40, but still, I've never said that in my life. So 3rd and Ashland, Kansas. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far, and given to Hammonds. He's got it. He's going to get wrestled down from behind for a little bit of a short gain there.
Ethan Matt
just wrestling it behind. 4th down and long for the Guthrie Blue Jays. That might be the last play of the first quarter, but boy, this quarter started out 14-0, and Boomers have really kind of responded. Get it back here at the start of the second quarter. Going to have an opportunity to tie this ball game. And that is the end of the first quarter. 14-7, Guthrie leads after 1. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
Don't wait until your first claim to find out about your insurance coverage. Stop by your local AAA insurance office located at 1915 Oklahoma Avenue across from Sonic. Let Gary Wise and Kelly Sampson review your auto, home, and life insurance coverages. With your AAA membership, you receive the traditional roadside services as well as discounts on auto and homeowners insurance. Like the Boomers, be a winner. Switch to AAA insurance and save.
K&S Tire, with locations in Woodward, Alva, Kingfisher, and Clinton, knows that with so many places to be, you can't let weather get in your way. That's why it makes sense to choose the tire with specialized tread compounds to help grip the road in wet, snow, and ice. The Goodyear Assurance Weather Ready is the best all-weather traction from Mother Nature's worst, with superior performance in even the harshest conditions. So drive into K&S Tire and check out the Goodyear Assurance Weather Ready Tire. K&S Tire, 3000 Williams Avenue in Woodward.
Hey, welcome back to Boomer Stadium. Brock Campbell started the second quarter, 14-7. Guthrie leads with a get-ready punt, 4th and long. Back to return deep is Talon Laird. He stands about his 43-yard line. Kicking the punt away is Josh Raines.
An advantage here for the Boomers to maybe, Raines doesn't get the biggest boot a lot of the times.
Well, he acted like he was going to fake it. Now he's going to kick it right down the middle of the field. Talon has it. 45, gets away from the tackler. 50, 45, angles himself over here this near sideline. 40, still going 35, 30, and cuts up 25. It is going to come back. We have a flag back here on the backside of the play. That's going to be usually a block in the back, but other than that, 50, 45, angles himself over here this near sideline. 40, still going 35, 30. And cuts up 25. It is going to come back. We have a flag back here.
There's a little bit of miscommunication, it looked like, back here about to the 43 with a couple of those Boomers on a block or two, and that's what got them. And unfortunately got maybe even a chop block, if anything. So that's going to be tough, but you'll still start with very solid field position.
I just don't think the referees like to have you to have kickoff returns or punt returns. They're just going to throw the flag just to throw the flag. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. But it seems like there's a block in the back every time you have a kick return or a punt return, and it's because you're coming down the field, and then you have to reverse your track and then block the opposite way you just came. So it could be a lot of just cutbacks that you just don't intend to block somebody in the back, but it just does happen.
Right, yeah, and that's, it's one of those tough parts of just trying to have some good kick return blocking, if you will, 'cause especially in high school. There's so many guys that just kind of get flung everywhere. It's hard.
But still great field position for the Boomers at their own 47-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, actually the 48. 1 back set. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Parker Schmidt's now in the ball game on the right shoulder of Sam in the shotgun. Aaron Friday goes in motion to the right side, sits back behind the line of scrimmage. The snap comes to Cheap. He's going to give it to Parker Schmitz, and he's going nowhere. He lost a yard, maybe 2 on the play, back to the 46-yard line. Yeah, he lost 2, so it's going to be 2nd down and 12 upcoming for the Boomers.
Yeah, and right there, Guthrie just kind of loaded the box on Woodward and said, go ahead and try to run through that.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go there for Parker Schmitz at all.
Wyatt Pope brings the play in as coming out is Aaron Friday. 2nd down and 12 upcoming for the Boomers. Just underway, second quarter, 11-15 and counting. 14-7, Guthrie on top. And by the way, OU is on top 24-17 right now on Texas in the third. 2 receivers stacked to the far side, 2 stacked to the near. 1 back set. Sam Cheap's back to pass. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to fire down the near side. Got a receiver. Got him. Just turned around was Jarek Thomas. But there was a holding on the play. They did not throw a flag, and the whole crowd saw it. No flag on the play. 3rd down and 12 for the Boomers.
Yeah, it's a tough one there. It was Tad was definitely out there on shelf, but at the same time, the throw was just a bit long, I think, more so than anything.
That's what Coach Luchen's saying. Yeah. He's like, you missed a hold. Shelf had a hold of the jersey of Jarek Thomas, but nothing was called. And, boy, Luchen is walking down to the 40-yard line. He is giving it to the back judge. He's giving it to the line judge. Anybody he can, with an earshot, he's giving it to. And it's
I would not want to receive any daggers, if you will, from the eyes of Coach Luchen.
3rd down and long. Boy, no, not with those guns either. 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. It's empty set. Sam in the shotgun by himself. He's back to pass. He's going to fire it, down the middle of the field. Has a receiver. It's going to be behind his receiver. That's Friday. Incomplete. It was closer to a Blue Jay than a Boomer, and it's going to be 4th down and 12 for the Boomers. They'll have to punt.
Yeah, and just a couple, obviously, with the throw there wasn't missed by Thomas, but in terms of just getting Friday had him beat. Had double coverage beat.
Just behind him.
Yeah, just a bit behind him, unfortunately.
And it was behind him because he was under pressure. Guthrie brought a stunt blitz on that play, and basically one guy was untouched, came through the gap, made Sam throw it a little bit earlier than he wanted to. So it's 4th and 12. Max Cheap back to punt. Back to receive is, I think, Stevenson, and Shelf gets it off. And it's going to angle over to the far side. Takes a nice Boomer bounce across the 15. Rolls out of bounds about the 16-yard line. Didn't quite get to the 15, but so it's going to be backed up. They're going to have the ball at their own 16, are the Blue Jays. 1st and 10 with a 14-7 lead. 10:37 to go before halftime.
Yeah, good punt right there. Be able to get your defense some breathing room and let them make another stand. Obviously, Guthrie did shoot themselves in the foot a bit with as many penalties as they got on that last drive, but hopefully it gives that momentum for the Boomers to get a couple stops.
Josh Raines will bring his troops out to the line of scrimmage for the first possession of the second quarter with a 7-point lead. 14-7 Guthrie leads the Boomers. They will have the ball at their own 16-yard line. Guthrie has 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. That's Hammonds. Josh Raines in the shotgun. Boomer defense, 3-3-5. Josh Raines gets the snaps, going to call his own number, angles himself up to the middle of the field, gets tackled. Nice gang tackling there for only maybe about a 3-yard gain. Better pursuit to the ball that time. Raines didn't have very much real estate to work with there.
Yeah, you had to make at least 2 or 3 cuts to really try to find any sort of room. So that's what you got to keep doing if you're the Boomer D, and eventually you'll be able to cut that down to 2 1-yard gains.
2nd down and 7 for the Blue Jays. Receiver to the far side. 2 over here stacked on the near. Josh Raines in the shotgun, looking over to his coaches over there for the check down. He does now check the play. Gets a snap. He's going to end around, give it to the guy around the end over there on the left side. That's 32 with the carry, and that was Tyron Eaton. And it's going to be about 3rd down and 2 as they just kind of have the reverse handoff, I guess, around the left side, you could call it. So 3rd down and 2, that goes for about 6 yards.
And now they need a stop here. Boomer defense has got to bow up. Playbook's kind of open for Coach BB on a 3rd and 2, or should I say Coach Rice, the offensive coordinator, but you got to watch for, a short pass or maybe just power run here.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Receiver goes in motion. That's Wilder. He'll sit in the backfield. Hand off to Hammonds. Has the first down. Big hole, 30. Angles up and just gets tripped as he tries to get to the near side sideline. That was a good stop. I think that was Taylor Laird. Actually, that was Max Cheap.
Yep.
Actually
Max
on the
Cheap
stop, or Hammonds might be still running down the sideline. But it is first down for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Blue Jays took advantage right outside the shoulder, outside shoulder of Wilder, who put in a pretty good seal block, and that's where that hole came from for Hammonds. Tough to stop that type of play because, you're so focused on them maybe going inside with the power that as soon as they bounce it out, you're not going to have a lot out there.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Reigns in the shotgun, gets a snap. He's going to option to the left side, still has the ball. He's going to get tackled right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play, maybe a half yard, but what a good job by the Boomer defense stringing that play out and not letting him either pitch it or cut it up the middle of the field.
Yeah, the Boomer defensive front 7 strung it out like you mentioned, and Cole Parker all the way from that safety spot just comes down, gets a big tackle, and really plugs up Reigns right there for pretty much no gain.
2nd down and 10 upcoming for the Blue Jays. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. Reigns looks over to the sideline for the call as they're going to check the play again. Now gets the call in, barking out the signals. Now he gets a snap. He's back to pass this time. Looking. He's going to fire over there to the left side. It's caught. Nice toe tap, and it's a first down for the Blue Jays. Across the 45, giving the 46. First down Blue Jays at the 46.
Yeah, Stevenson making a stretch of a play. Typically he's more of a a guy you're going to pop on defense in terms of seeing him make plays, but he can't get out there, catch a few passes, and that was one of those that just Reigns threw it to the sideline, stretched.
First down and 10 for the Blue Jays at their own 46. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Look over again for, I call this the look offense.
Yep.
This is what OSU used to have, and I hated it because it takes forever. Josh Reigns in the shotgun, barking out the signal still. Finally gets a snap. He's back to pass once again. Fires over there on the left side. It's incomplete off the hands of Stevenson. Just a little bit out of his reach. He was open, tried to make a tremendous catch, but didn't quite get there.
If he would have made that catch, I mean, I don't know what else you do.
Sports Center tonight.
No joke. No joke.
In the midst of all the college
college
highlights today.
Yeah. To all the college kids that got beat out by a high school wide receiver.
But they're seeing something with Stevenson over there on the left side.
Yeah, well, and I think it's really more so of the, just identifying the zone the Boomer defense is playing on that back end.
2nd down and 10 for the Blue Jays at their own 46. Receiver goes in motion. That's Wilder. Shotgun snap, gives it to Hammonds. He's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped right there for maybe a 1-yard gain as he fell forward for 1 yard. And Johnny on the spot, who was that?
Big Nash Hunter.
That was Nash. 3rd down and 9 upcoming. Boy, the Boomers have got to get a stop here. 3rd and 9 upcoming for the Blue Jays at their own 47.
Yeah, it'd be huge right here, especially about midfield. You don't want them to start get that momentum and get into your territory and start chipping away 5 yards at a time.
3rd down and 9. 3 receivers to the near side. 1 back set. That's Hammonds. Reigns in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's going to pass over here to the right side. He's got a receiver. It's complete, and it's Stevenson once again. He gets popped as he gets the ball. It's another first down. Friday on the stop, but Guthrie gets another first down. To about the 43-yard line.
They ran Stevens out there on kind of that hidden wheel route. Had Allison, cut in on a bit of a slant, and that's where Stevens just found the space behind him.
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays at the Boomer 42-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side. 1 to, actually not 1 to the near, 1 back set. Reigns in the shotgun once again. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays from the Boomer 42. Reigns gets the snap. He's going to hand it off to Hammonds. He's going to cut it up the middle field. Has room, 30, and then dumped at the 26. Falls forward to about the 25. Another big first down. Boy, that inside counter trap, the Boomers have no answer right now.
Yeah, it's opening some huge holes. Hammonds is pretty much seeing at least a good, 5 yards of space or so before he's touched at that point. That's what we talk about as far as, they're going to really try to get to the second levels on you with both the runs and the blocks.
So 1st down and 10 for the Blue Jays at the Boomer 25-yard line now. They are driving. They're up 14-7, trying to put another 7 on the board. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 back set. Josh Reigns in the shotgun again for the Blue Jays. Looks over for the call. Play clock down to 4. He gets a snap. He's going to call his own number. Angles himself across the middle of the field. We got a flag on the play. That's in the middle of holding. So this is probably going to be holding on Guthrie as Josh Reigns got about 6 yards. But I think that's going to be negated by the holding call.
Yeah, it should very well be there. Unfortunately, it looks like Zane Smarko took a bit of a shot to the knee. He's up on his own power and everything, but he's going to have to come out of play and kind of shake it off there as they're going to send Hunter Harrison back into the D-line.
It is holding on the Blue Jays, so mark him back from the spot of the foul, which is line of scrimmage, so it'll be first down and 20 upcoming for the Blue Jays. And we've seen this before, second act for the Blue Jays. They had it deep into Boomer territory, then they had 3rd and 40 last time, so another penalty. They've had several penalties in this ball game, giving the Boomers several shots, and Boomers just can't stop the run game. Receiver to the far side, 3 to the near, 1 back set, Rains in the shotgun. Receiver goes in motion. That's Wilder to the left. Gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to Hammonds. Hammonds goes up the middle of the field, gets about maybe 3 yards on the play, up to about the 32-yard line. So second down and probably, I would guess, second down and 15 upcoming probably, or 16, probably second down and close to 16 or 17, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's where if you're the Boomers, you cannot give up that big chunk yardage on second down. You want to force them into that 3rd and long at all costs. So watch some maybe, over the middle of the field or just over the top here passing-wise.
3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Here's the snap. Gives it, no, he's going to call his own numbers. Rains goes up the middle. Big hole 20, and he's going to fall forward to about the 16-yard line. Going to be about a yard short of the first down. So 3rd down and 1. Just another RPO. He called his own number. Big hole right there. Give the line of scrimmage the credit. The Boomers have got to start recognizing that.
Well, it's just when he really drags out that read option right there and, pulls that at the last second, that's what's really getting the Boomer defense because that's opening up the huge holes.
Actually gave him the first down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Actually, the 15. First down and 10 for the Guthrie Blue Jays from the Boomer 15. So he got it all back in that play. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. 1 receiver comes in motion. Shotgun snap, handoff to Hammonds, cuts it back against the grain. 10-5, dances in the end zone, touchdown Blue Jays. 15-yard touchdown run. Boy, the Boomers have got to make some adjustments on the run game in halftime, or this one could get ugly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the cutback lanes are really the biggest thing, Brock. We're seeing Hammonds and Rains being able pretty much every time they take the ball to plant and find some space as soon as they see that hole open.
15-yard touchdown run by Hammonds, Isaiah Hammonds. Point after attempt upcoming for Esoc to make it 21-7, 5:42 before halftime. Boomers did defer, so we'll get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, but like to get a touchdown on this next drive and then get the ball into 3rd. There's a low snap. He kicks it. He does kick it through the uprights. Boy, nice concentration by Esoc. So with 5:42 to go before halftime, Boomers now trail 21-7. This is Boomer football on Z92.
Over the years, many restaurants and steakhouses have made the bold claim of having the best steak in town, but only one place can back it up. Wilson's Country Grill at 3004 Williams Avenue in Woodward not only has the best steak, but offers juicy Angus burgers, hand-battered chicken fries, and fresh sides that'll have you coming back for more. Call 580-216-6409 to place a takeout order, or stop by and experience the quality service and hometown hospitality at Wilson's Country Grill.
Welcome back. Boomers trail 21-7, 5:42 before halftime. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsors again. AAA Insurance, Design Realty, Bentech Insurance, Dairy Queen, Diesel Dynamics, Harper Sanitation, High Plains Technology Center, High Plains Tire, K&S Tire, and Wilson's Country Grill. Thank you for your sponsorship of Boomer Athletics and Omni Media and all that good stuff. So, drive 15-yard touchdown run by Isaiah Hammonds to make it 21-7. Point after tempo was good, 21-7. What was that drive, partner?
They looked at a 17-play, 84-yard drive, Brock, that took under just about 4 minutes, 55 seconds. So big-time drive.
Let's quickly go down to Dakota. Dakota, 21-7. You'd like to get a score here before halftime. You get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. What are the coaches telling the offense? What are you hearing, especially on this crucial drive before halftime?
I think that they have a really good shot of field. I think that the coaches, if they can just get the ball down the field, get the ball second half, and tie this game up.
What were the coaches' thoughts on that after that 15-yard touchdown run? What are they telling the defense? Are they just saying, hey, you got to start recognizing, that they're doing this and this, or what's the feeling down there?
I think the feeling is there's too much open gaps, and they just got to close them and kind of shut down the run game.
All right, thanks, Dakota. And then there's a kickoff, a short kickoff once again, and taken by the up man, and that was number 55 for the Boomers. That was Luis Corral on the fair catch. Boomers have it 1st and 10. Another good starting field position at their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, and I got to answer back here again if you're the Boomers. 2 touchdowns is probably the biggest gap you want to have in this game, if any, obviously, to be able to stay in it and, be there at the end.
They break the huddle. 3 receivers go to the far side, 1 to the near. The near receiver is Taylon Laird, 1 back set. That's Parker Schmitz again over there on the right shoulder of Sam Cheap. Shotgun, gets a snap. Going to hand it to Parker Schmitz. Going to try and get to the 40-yard line. He muscles himself. He does get to the 40. So give him 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 7 for the Boomers.
Good hard run there by Parker Schmitz. Definitely a tough earned 3 yards, but got to get 3-4 yards at a time if you're going to run 1st down.
What's the old saying? 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yes,
there
sir.
You go.
Yep.
We haven't had a cloud of dust yet, but
very well could.
Through the air we have. So we've had to through the air, but it's 21-7 Guthrie on top. 5:11 to go before halftime and counting. 2nd down and 7 for the Boomers at their own 40-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Cheap in the shotgun. Sam gets the snap. He's going to pass over to the right side to his brother Max. Has it. 40. Tries to get away from a tackler. Gets close to the 45. They are going to give him the 45. So giving him 5 yards in the pickup brings up about a 3rd down and 3 upcoming for the Boomers.
Nice little play in space. That's what you call that right there. Just kind of a swing pass to your athlete. And, if you get 5+ yards on that type of play consistently, that's, a nice little thing to have in your back pocket.
3rd down and 3 for the Boomers from their own 45-yard line. 4:30 to go before halftime. Boomers break the huddle. Nobody's taking a timeout. Everybody has their allotted timeouts on both sides. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Parker Schmitz back in, again, over there on the right shoulder of Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Sam gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. Going to fire over there to the right side. It's off the hands and incomplete. I believe that was Max as well. So 4th down and 3. Do you roll the dice and go for it here?
I think you kind of have to. I mean, you need this drive to keep going and really need something on the board here. And right there, I like the idea by Sam Cheap to try to fit that one in there, but it was a tight window to Max. It was a good out route to the sideline past the sticks, but just really a tough ball to spot and get into the hands there for Max.
And as you said, that Nash Hunter comes in. Parker Schmitz is out, so maybe they're going to try and muscle this 3 yards. 4th down and 3 for the Boomers at their own 45. 2 receivers on the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set in the pistol. Sam Cheap. And we do have movement on Guthrie. They got him in the neutral zone. It's going to be a 1st down for the Boomers.
That's huge right there. Great job by Sam Cheap. It's not often you see a sophomore able to draw somebody on a hard count.
And that was perfect because they brought Nash Hunter in, and Guthrie's thinking it's going to the big boy. And then Sam has a hard count and gets Guthrie to jump, knowing that they probably knew that Nash was going to get the ball.
They were on that what you call 90% weight forward where the big men are all, white knuckles, all their weight. All their knuckles ready to fire off.
That was a perfect call to bring Nash in just for that reason. So 1st and 10 for the Boomers at midfield. 4:12 to go before halftime. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. A 1 back set. That's Hunter still in the ball game. Sam in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. Going to roll to his right. Under pressure a little bit. Fires. It is
picked off.
Intercepted, I believe, over there on the right side. It is Guthrie ball. He stepped right in front of the Boomer
it was
receiver.
DeAndre Jones again.
It was Jones.
Leapfrogging pretty much over Max Cheap somehow. I'm kind of surprised there was no pass interference because he's pretty much riding his back, but they deemed it cleaned enough. So.
And I think you're kind of thinking the same way because Coach Lucien is staring down the referee.
I mean, I understand.
He's out about 10 yards on the field wanting the white hat to come to him, but he's not.
Yeah, that was definitely a tight call. It's one of those that it's on the ref's judgment to figure out, okay, when is that coming into the receiver's hands? And I guess just that's what they deemed there.
Lucien may call a timeout because he still wants the conversation, and he's finally going to just relent and go back to the line of scrimmage, or to the sideline, and Guthrie has it. 1st and 10 from their own 40. They can really take a stronghold and strangle of this ball game with another score before half. Raines gets it, shotgun snap. He's back to pass. We have a whistle on the play, a flag, and we're going to have a false start on Guthrie, moving back 5 yards. 1st down and 15 now.
Yeah, and, that's the one thing that Guthrie, they've been kind of questionable about today is those mental mistakes offensively, some holds, some false starts now, and, even a intentional grounding as well. So if you're the Boomers there, you got to prey on that, and they've tried, but they just haven't quite been able to succeed.
Boy, if you've needed a turnover more than ever, I don't think this is probably the worst time you've needed a turnover thus far in this season, with 4:04 to go in the half. Because if Guthrie goes down and makes it 28-7 before half, boy, you're a long climb up the hill. There's a snap. He's going to give it to Hammonds. Hammonds jukes his way across the 35, now dumped down about the 38-yard line, giving him about 3 yards into the play. 2nd down and 7 upcoming for Guthrie.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see right there. 3 or 4 Boomers right around Hammonds as soon as he got just past the hole at the line of scrimmage.
I said 2nd down and 7, 2nd and 12. My bad. 2nd down and 12 for the Blue Jays. 3:36 before halftime. No timeouts are all even, 3 and 3, both sides. So Boomers have their allotted 3 timeouts. We want to get the ball back and get a chance and opportunity to get one on the scoreboard before half. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Receiver comes in motion. Josh Raines in the shotgun. Gets a snap. Looked like there's a false start. No call. He's going to fire over there left side. It's juggled and complete by Wilder again. That's the 2nd time he's done that. He has it up across to about the 47-yard line, about 3 yards short. 3rd and 3 for the Blue Jays.
Wow, are you kidding me? A chance right there. Cole Parker, he saw that it was up. He just couldn't quite get back to it, and that could have been a pick, unfortunately.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. Josh Raines gets a snap. He's going to take it himself. Angles to the left side, makes one man miss, makes another man miss, has the first down, puts his shoulder down, and a big first down for the Blue Jays across to the Boomer 45-yard line. He was bottled up, and he made a cut to the left side. That play was made to go to the middle of the field, and he just made some really good cuts and got it. That was just Josh Raines, all Josh Raines.
Yeah, and finished the run with that shoulder down, like you mentioned. And Brock, something I'm noticing is it looks like we're maybe getting some a little bit more athleticism out there, try to deal with this Guthrie blocking scheme, because I know it's Hayden Hillier who was on the 2 deep.
Linebacker.
Yeah, linebacker freshman. He's gotten some time in here and there now.
1st and 10 for Guthrie at the Boomer 45. Shotgun snap, gives to Hammonds. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for 2 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 8, 2:23 to go before halftime.
Boy, he had Zane Smarko and Nash Hunter fall on top of him. That's a lot of weight to deal with coming down on you right there.
2nd down and 8 for the Blue Jays at the Boomer 43-yard line. 2:10 to go before halftime. Nobody really in any hurry. Blue Jays have 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set, and the shotgun is Raines. Gets a snap. He's going to do the pitch, the option to the right side, pitches it to Hammonds. Nice open field tackle. Max Cheap. Well, we have a flag on the play, and I think we're going to have another false start.
False start or holding?
It's a holding. Yep. Yes, it was a holding, and it was on the backside of the play, so I wonder if it was the holding on the running back or a backside.
It looked like it was on
wasn't the
one of the tackles.
One of the tackles.
Yeah.
That's one. But it was a quick flag.
It was right at pretty much the start of the play right there, and that's why you probably thought maybe it could have been a false start. So
2nd down and long now for the Blue Jays.
Looks like Woodward may have declined it to make sure they stay on 2nd down, so they're giving them another
it's 3rd down. 3rd down and 8 upcoming for
3rd down. Yep, that would make more sense.
The Blue Jays.
They still haven't changed it there on the sticks. It still shows 2nd down. So
3rd down and 9, actually. 3rd down and 9. 3 receivers to the near or far side, 1 back set. You got to watch Stevenson over there on the left side. Rolling to his left is Raines. He's going to fire. He got the Chelf in the slot over there. That's actually Chelf.
It's Stevenson.
I saw 10. Sorry, that was Stevenson. And he does just sit in the zone like I've
you called it. You got to watch Stevenson. He just found that stop route about 10 yards and came right back to it there.
We got another flag back here. Personal foul, roughing the passer on the Boomers, and that one hurts.
That's insult to injury right there.
With 1:37 to go before halftime, that's going to move the ball inside probably the 20-yard line, somewhere in there. And now Guthrie has an opportunity to put another one on the board before halftime and go up by a commanding 21-point lead.
Yeah, and this is where you mentioned a turnover. If you get a turnover here, if you're the Boomer defense, not only would that be a huge stop, but that'd be a momentum swing back to you. They need some liveliness over there on that sideline. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set, but I think they're going to keep it on the ground. They're going to pass it. Josh Raines is back to pass, trying to find the running back screen, and it is just blown up over there on the far side of the field. Wyatt Pope, Johnny on the spot. Yeah, Wyatt did a great job sticking right to Hammonds, and they almost got Raines with some big pressure there, and Wyatt just finished off with a nice hit.
We got a timeout by Guthrie. We're going to take our final timeout with him. It's 21-7. Guthrie is driving and threatening with 1:15 to go before halftime. This Boomer football on C92.
Your family looks up to you, kinda like a hero. With the new Michelin X-Ice Snow Tires' long-lasting snow and ice performance and winter grip, you can truly be a hero for many winters to come. From October 1st through December 15th, get $70 off the purchase of 4 Michelin tires. They'll never know you don't have superpowers. When it comes to Michelin winter safety, trust the experts at High Plains Tire. Certain conditions apply. Visit your dealer or Michelin.ca for details.
Welcome back to Boomer Football. Update here, OU 31, Texas 17. About 13 minutes and change to go in the game. Texas has the ball and is driving, though. But right now it's 21-7. Boy, talking about drives, you got to shut this drive off right before halftime. You cannot go down 28-7 at half.
Yeah, even if you hold them to a field goal here, just something, because you're going to get the ball back to start the half. So if you could find some momentum to work with, it looks like Guthrie's doing everything they can to make sure this is the last drive of the half. So he may not necessarily get another chance offensively before the half, so that's where you get really built up defensively here.
So 2nd and 12 for Guthrie at the Boomer 19-yard line. Receiver to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Josh Raines in the shotgun. He's back to pass again. He's going to fire over here to the right side, just out of the reach of Hammonds, and he had some real estate, but he also had some Boomers crashing on him. So it's incomplete, 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, Cole Parker and Jarek Thomas over there flowing to Hammond, so maybe not as much space as he originally thought. But, Raines just showing we know he's got a strong arm, Brock, but he can be a bit wayward at times with accuracy if he kind of, doesn't go through his full mechanics when he's trying to throw.
So 3rd down and 12 from the Boomer 19. Definitely going to be 4-down territory, you would think.
Yeah, I would imagine for sure.
Josh Raines in the shotgun. Boy, it looked like Hammonds moved again. He's going to hand it off to Hammonds. He's got the corner, and he just goes through a couple tackles. And the strength all the way down the first to the 1-yard line, 1st and goal for Guthrie. They had it bottled up, but, man, he just ran through some arm tackles and just got it all the way to the 1. Now Guthrie set up shop, 1st and goal at the 1.
He doesn't look, as stocky as you think he really is. He's got some strong legs that just keep churning. And is very good about just, keeping himself upright, as you mentioned, trying to battle through those arm tackles.
1st down and goal for Guthrie at the 2-yard line. The Boomer 2, 47 seconds and counting. Before halftime, Guthrie taking their time.
A little bit of confusion maybe from Raines, and he's figured it out.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 back set. I can guarantee you this is going to Raines, or to Hammonds. Gets a snap. Nope, Raines is going to take it himself, and he just walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Guthrie. They put another 6 on the board, and that is a backbreaker before halftime.
Yeah, and it's a drive that Guthrie executed pretty much to perfection right there, fought through some penalties, and now there's going to be some adjustments at half here. You're not completely out of the game, but you mentioned it being down 3 touchdowns coming out of half. You got a lot of work to do going forward here.
27-7, Guthrie attempting the point after attempt with Isak. Once again, that's his first name, but that's how he goes by, Isak. Last name is Villabaugh, I believe. Everybody can't pronounce his name, so they call him Isak. Isak back to point after attempt. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long, splits the uprights, and it's good. 31 seconds to go before halftime. Boomers now trail by 21, 28-7.
Yeah, and officially, Brock, we're looking at, about 11 play, 60-yard drive that went 3 minutes, 35 seconds right there. That one started right at about 4 minutes, so about 4 or 5 or so. So I guess here, if you're the Boomers, do you really try to take a couple shots? You're going to have, probably about 25 seconds or so to work with. You got a couple of timeouts.
Yeah, no doubt. At 31 seconds, boy, you can tell, see the coaches are really trying to get into the team right now. There is no energy on that sideline. We talk about energy in this ball game. There is zilch on that sideline right now.
Well, and that was kind of the worry about, a Saturday 1 o'clock game. It's a bit different. You're not maybe as awake as you would be on a Friday night because you're going through school and everything, and you got to come out and play. It's a little bit more back to like the youth football days, right, where you're Saturday morning going out there. But they're gonna have to find a way to fire themselves up at halftime and get going again.
Guthrie, they're 3-0 coming into the ball game. They're playing like they're 3-0. They've got that swagger that they used to have back in the good old days. They didn't have it last year. They were 4-6, but this year they've kind of figured it out again, and they just put it on, and it's nothing sexy. It's not sexy at all, the offense, that is. It's just RPO, Raines, and Hammonds, and with just a little dash of Stevenson. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, you just described the Guthrie offense over the last 15 years. Nothing sexy, but just downhill with a couple key players,
right.
Really.
So Esock will kick off from his own 40. His last couple kickoffs have been very short, so Boomers have got to be on their guard. Esock to kick off from his own 40-yard line, left to right on the radio dial. Approaches very slowly. Finally gets into his trot, puts a kick into it. This is a better kick. It's right down the center of the field, taken by Max Cheap, 25-30, and trying to get around the corner. Not going to get it. He's going to be dumped at the 30-yard line. Boomers will have it 1st and 10 from their own 30 with 26 seconds to go before half.
And now you still got, like we mentioned, about that 25-second mark, he's still got a couple timeouts. So, I don't see anything that would hurt you to be able to just take a couple of deep shots and see what you come up with.
You don't want to throw a pick six, though.
No, you don't, but that's why you got to make them deep enough to where
right.
Hopefully you corral somebody.
1st and 10 for the Boomers at their own 30. Break the huddle. Have 3 receivers go to the far side, 1 to the near. Near receiver is Talon Laird. 1 back in the backfield, and the shotgun is Sam Cheap. Gets a snap. He's going to roll to his left. Going to fire across his body. Trying to find Laird. Nice catch. Talon Laird, first down, out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, perfect play right there. Deep out route, gets you the first down, gets out of bounds, only taking 5 seconds off the clock.
We got a flag in the backfield.
Oh, boy.
That's going to be holding on the Boomers, most likely.
Well.
Wait, yep, it is going to be holding on Woodward and back him up, and you might just take a knee at this point with 20 seconds.
I don't know about a knee, but just maybe hand it off to Nash and kind of run out right there and go into halftime, get your adjustments, and find your way back into it.
It's going to be 1st down and 20 for the Boomers at their own 20-yard line now after that big pickup that got us a shot there at least to take a couple shots to the end zone, but with 20 seconds to go, it's negated. So you have the ball at your own 20, down 21. 28-7 is the score. Guthrie on top. 20 ticks remaining before halftime. Actually, it's inside the 20. They're going to place it at the 17.
Oh, wow.
So the spot of the foul, I guess it happened behind the line of scrimmage. The holding did, and that's why it's at the 17 now. So officially a 13-yard penalty. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. 1 back set. That's Hunter. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. From the 16, takes a snap. He's going to roll to his left. Going to fire down deep down the near side to his brother Max. He catches it, and the flag on the play. It's going to be an interference on top of the pass.
We also got a flag back here.
And we've got another flag back there.
That's offsetting, yeah.
Might be offsetting. Or
Nash, I thought, got a really good block. It
might be roughing the passer back here. That's what Sam is motioning to.
We'll see what's going on here.
Referee is slowly walking to the 30. He's going to converse with the other guy that the line judge that threw the pass interference. That was clearly pass interference, but Max still came down with the ball. Good grief.
Fought through really hard right there for sure.
Here's the call. Personal foul, roughing the passer on Guthrie. And then we're also going to have... Is that the only penalty we're going to call?
Looks like it there, so that means...
I guess there was no interference. I guess...
Either that or they picked it up, one of the two. But either way, that's another 15 yards on top.
That's another 15. So you get it inside the Guthrie, still walking, in the Guthrie 40-yard line, I believe. That's where he stopped. With 14 seconds to go, you got a shot to the end zone. So, yeah, it's going to be at the Guthrie 40, 1st and 10 for the Boomers. And now you have an opportunity to throw it into the end zone.
I got to say, that pass was not possible without Nash Hunter getting an excellent chip block on the backside. Sam, as soon as he rolled, had pressure to him. Nash Hunter picked it up and allowed Sam enough time just to get the throw off there to Max.
So the officials are still conversing about something. Coach Beebe and I don't know what coach that is over there on the far side for Guthrie is talking to a referee about something. I think that's Coach Beebe.
Yeah, trying to figure out, getting maybe some clarification on everything there. So,
but yeah, they must have picked up the flag in the secondary because that was a PI. I don't know why they didn't call that.
Either that or Woodward just kind of immediately said, "Well, we're not going to take the we'll take the
personal foul."
So
I think the personal the pass interference would have been at that spot.
Right.
So they took the personal foul yardage from that spot. That's what happened. So quickly, 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Woodward has 1 on the play clock. Sam does just get it off, rolling to his left, looking, going to fire down the near side. Taylor Laird there, near incomplete. No interference.
Everybody wants another flag. And
it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Boomers.
Laird covered by Stevenson right there, and Stevenson didn't quite make the look around, but it's, at some point, too, you got to, I don't know, there's going to be hand fighting going on, and it's just depending, I guess, how much on the ref's discretion do they want to, be lenient on that.
Yep. 2nd down and 10 for the Boomers at the Guthrie 40. I think the Boomers are going to take a timeout to kind of get all square on this last play with 7.9 seconds to go. But halftime adjustments, definitely going to have some really good halftime adjustments if you're going to stop this Guthrie running game, because, it's impressive. We see it live now. We've seen it on film, and we were setting up here. We didn't know if they played anybody yet, but, man, Guthrie looks like they might be for real.
Well, it's just the holes are getting, Brock, especially on those cutback lanes is what's killing us the most. I mean, generally most of these plays are not necessarily going to the gap they're wanting, but if they don't, they wind up having at least 1 or 2 good cutback lanes to work with. And we see it a couple times, especially from Hammonds, being able to identify that quickly and just get that gap.
So, it's 2nd down and 10, and we'll get Dakota talking to Coach Luchin. Hopefully some good thoughts from Coach Luchin of what he's going to tell the team at halftime. I'm sure he's not going to be real happy once again. I mean, how could he?
I don't know if Coach Luchin ever wakes up necessarily happy.
We've
not to say that he's an angry guy.
We've seen him happy.
Yeah,
we've seen him happy.
I say chill.
He's very chill too sometimes. But he knows what he's doing. So the fact that we're getting beat 28-7, and we said this last year, trust the process, because this is still a process. He's still building a program.
Yeah, but, I mean, here as far as the playoffs go, you definitely, the message to the guys has got to be basically, hey, this is your, playoff season on the line.
Sense of urgency in the second half is going to have to be there.
It's got to be there, because if you lose this one to Guthrie, the Lot Night Guyman wins are probably not going to matter if you're able to go get those.
And then you'd have to beat Piedmont to get that 4th spot. Yep. So 2nd down and 10, 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Sam's back to pass again. He's going to roll to his right, going to fire down the near side. Taylor Laird's there, and it's incomplete. Falls off a couple hands of the Guthrie players. And with 0.8 seconds, we're still going to have one more play. 3rd down and 10. And even if it's complete, he's going to be down about the 5.
Yeah. And that throw it looked like Laird was able to get behind the defense, but Sam just was on that far side. He had to roll a little bit, and that made the throw a bit shorter than he wanted, simply because you're having to throw pretty much across the field on top of about 40 yards. So
last 2 plays have gone to Talon and not Max. So that's interesting. They're going with height. Another timeout taken by Woodward. 2nd timeout before, actually, is that their 3rd?
Should be their last one, I believe. It is their last
one, yes. So last timeout taken by Woodward. We don't have any timeouts left. We'll give you a update here in a minute about the OU Texas game.
Well, Brock, I think the reason they're trying to go Talon on these last couple of plays is simply because
height and
that box out situation. Because at this point Guthrie's basically going to sink back, at least 5, maybe 6, possibly more to deal with the passing threat. So it gets a little harder for Max to really find a good spot. So you go with the taller guy, Taylor Laird. And it's almost been there, but just hadn't quite been able to complete the hookup. So,
but nothing gets Talon. I'm gonna be Max cheap. You're talking about boxing out. Hey, hello, I'm over here.
I'm
hello,
not arguing with that.
So maybe they're gonna draw up a play for Max. Max is set up on the far side the last 2 plays, and Talon has been basically 1-on-1 on the near side, and then they brought the safety over for the cover 2. But maybe they're gonna go far side this time. Sam's pass has been about 5 yards. He's going to have to get this one in the end zone or give the opportunity for the receiver to get in the end zone on this play with 0.8 seconds to go.
Yeah, you're going to have to really plant his feet, because you're looking at, by the time he makes his drop and maybe a couple other movements, he's probably closer to
50 yards.
60-yard throw, depending on where the guy is in the end zone. So you have to really plant your feet and, like you mentioned, just give your receiver a shot to make the play.
Let's see, Max is going to set up to the far side again, along with Pinkard and also Pope.
Yep.
Talon will be on the near side, so 3 to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Sam cheap, 3rd down and 10. Last play of the half. Now they're just going to throw it short, and it's going to be deflected and incomplete, and that's the end of the half. Guthrie leads 28-7 on top of Woodward here at halftime, and we'll get Dakota here in a minute. Let Coach Luchin set his watch. We'll get Coach Luchen's thoughts here at halftime. 28-7, Guthrie on top here at half.
Still in this ball game, of course.
Watching the clock, going to set his clock like he always does. Wait for him to set his clock. We'll have Coach Luchen's thoughts here in just a minute with Dakota.
The Boomer Dance team would like to give a huge shout out to
Boomer Dance team getting ready to take the field.
And Sky Yoga Studio.
And wait for the referee to set the clock. I don't know why we're waiting here.
Gotta let the Boomer Dance team get on the field, I guess.
They have
Guys,
no
I'm ready.
idea what the
I'm ready.
Go ahead, Coach Luchen.
All right, Coach, what are the halftime adjustments?
Just got to get better. I mean, there's run game. Those back gaps where the quarterback keeps pulling.
Why is it not working?
It's cutting out a bit there, Dakota.
Yeah,
if you kind of reiterate, come back to us.
Yeah, reiterate. What did he just say, Dakota?
He said that we just got to do better all around and try to fill in some of those gaps as the defense is pushing and just try to get the ball down the field better and try to score. But, I mean, I think that if we can do that, then we got a good chance of coming back in here in this ball game.
Well, 28-7 is the halftime score. Guthrie leads the Boomers here at halftime. This is Boomer football on Z92.
Matthew.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I just need you to listen to me.
I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. I hear you. And what you say really does matter to me.
I mean, let's be honest. No kid likes rules, but I get why we have them. I hear you, and I know it's because you care.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me. And believe it or not, they really do make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for talking and preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for never giving up and always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for letting me know what you expect, so I can try to meet your expectations.
Thank you for talking.
For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
In 2007, Marine First Lieutenant Travis Manion was killed in Iraq after saving his wounded teammates. Travis's legacy lives on through the words he spoke before his final deployment. If not me, then who? Words that today fuel the spirit of Travis Manion Foundation. And through TMF, these words can live in you too. Show the world what you're made of, because character is invisible until it's not. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians at travismanion.org.
America's schools are closing, which can be especially tough on students who struggle with poverty, hunger, and trauma. But Communities in Schools can help. Our organization puts caring adults inside schools to help vulnerable students stay in school. Now, in the face of crisis, we're working beyond school walls, delivering meals to students, helping them access remote learning, doing whatever it takes to help them succeed. To learn more, visit communitiesinschools.org.
And welcome back to Boomer Football. Halftime here, 28-7. Guthrie on top at halftime. And we'll go ahead and recap the first half with my partner, Tyler Ricks.
Yeah, starting that first quarter, Brock, it was the Guthrie going up on a 5-play, 42-yard drive there off an 18-yard touchdown run by Hammonds. That was, with about, trying to see, Penn was not the best in terms of riding. It was about a 2-minute drive, started about 11:32 left in the first quarter there. Then you move a bit later into that first quarter, and then it was Raines taking a big 69-yard touchdown run. That was a 4-play, 82-yard drive there on that one. And then you move to the Boomers. We had the cheap connection there, 35-yard touchdown, be able to get them pretty close to back square with about 2:43 left in the first quarter. And then we move on to that second quarter there, and it was fortunately a bit more Guthrie. It was Hammonds with a 15-yard touchdown run with about 5:42 left in the half. That was a long drive, a 17-play, 84-yard drive by Guthrie. It took almost 5 minutes off the clock on that one. And then Guthrie again goes up 28-7 on 11-play, 60-yard drive with about 30 seconds left in the half there. And it took about 3:35 left. Or it took about 3:35 off the clock in that one. That's where we stand at that 28-7 mark here, with Guthrie currently up at the half.
That was the recap of halftime here, 28-7. Guthrie on top, and definitely has some adjustments to figure out here in halftime once again in the second district game. But, man, Guthrie, nothing sexy. It really hasn't been nothing sexy when they've won all their state championships either. And it's just three guys that hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's, obviously we knew Rains and Hammonds was going to be tough to stop. We mentioned Caden Ballard-Stevenson a little bit as well, just being more of a defensive threat. But they have found ways to get him involved in the offense today, more so than usual, with a couple of just nifty pass plays, whether it be about those 10-yard stops or he had the big wheel route as well out there. So it's kind of the similar thing, I guess, right? Like, you know who the threats are, but can you really stop what they do scheme-wise? And so far, just the holes that have been opened up for Hammonds and Rains have really been killing the Boomers.
And that's a halftime recap. 28-7, Guthrie on top. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
What's undeniable control in winter? It's when you can handle heavy snow, slippery ice, and freezing rain on any road. Do you have undeniable control? Can you handle winter? Make sure you can with BF Goodrich Winter TA KSI tires. From October 1st to December 15th, buy 4 BF Goodrich tires and get up to $70 in mail-in rebates. The experts at High Plains Tire know everything about BF Goodrich. Certain conditions apply. Visit your dealer or bfgoodrich.ca for details.
Braxton was diagnosed with choroid plexus carcinoma, a brain tumor. St. Jude is helping us put away our fears. We have an amazing team that fights for the best outcome for Braxton. He has the best chance here. I don't have to worry that how much is that bag of fluid going to cost me? Can I afford it to save my child's life? The donations are paying for me to live every day with my son, be stress-free, and enjoy every day with him. I wish there was a word bigger than thank you, more close to the heart, because thank you's not enough. They've given me hope. They've given me my son.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Having repairs done in your apartment should never come with strings attached, like being harassed and constantly pressured for sexual favors.
My landlord told me my rent would be free if I gave him something in exchange.
The Fair Housing Act protects you from harassment by anyone associated with your housing, including someone making unwelcome sexual advances. If this happens to you, file a complaint with HUD. No strings attached. To learn more, visit hud.gov/fairhousing. If you fear for your safety, call 911. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Hey, welcome back. Boomers Trail at halftime, 28-7. We're going to do something different. College scoreboard. Take it away, Tyler.
Yeah, I'll start with the Big 12. Obviously, you mentioned OU Texas right now going on Red River Showdown, PC Showdown.
Yeah, it's not rivalry anymore.
Right. Or shootout. Can't say shootout.
Yeah.
Oklahoma currently up 31-17 though, with under about 5 minutes to play here, getting ready to close off 5 minutes.
You just made a play. I think there's a flag. I think there was a turnover. It might be pass interference. But
the rest of the Big 12 today, you got Iowa State, Texas Tech. They'll kick off here in just a few minutes at 2:30 there, and then Kansas State TCU kicks off at 3. Iowa State 10.5-point favorite, TCU 10.5-point favorite in that one. Looking at the top 25 now, games that are going on. Might have some overtime action as Texas A&M and Florida. That's number 4 Florida and number 21 A&M tied at 38 with 2 seconds left in regulation. So that one might be going to overtime, or A&M, who currently has the ball, might be able to. Nope, they just kicked the field goal. That's the final. A&M upsets number 4 Florida.
Wow.
41-38 in College Station today. And then in ACC action, you got number 8 North Carolina going against number 19 VTech. North Carolina right now all over VTech, 56-37 with about 8:23 left in that ball game. Although Virginia Tech does have the ball right now, and they're trying to drive.
Fighting Mac Browns.
Yeah, fighting Mac Browns. They got Sam Howell, that very talented quarterback, was freshman last year. Over in the SEC, you got Missouri taking on LSU.
That game was actually moved because of the hurricane. It was supposed to be in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. And right now, Mizzou leading that one 45-41 over number 17 LSU.
Whoa.
3:32 left in the ball game, but LSU does have the ball right now, and they are driving currently on the Mizzou 41. couple of other games to watch out for here tonight in terms of throughout your top 25. Probably the big one's going to be that Miami-Clemson game over at 6:30. Yep. Clemson a 15-point favorite, host number 7 Miami. Of course, Clemson number 1. We mentioned the Texas Tech-Iowa State game, and another big one in the SEC is going to be starting here at 2:30. It'll be number 3 Georgia hosting number 14 Tennessee. Both teams 2-0. Georgia currently 12-point favorite in that one rolling in. So it's pretty much all the top 25 games here, and I believe that for the most part takes care of your overall scoreboard. You got a couple other conference games going on. Duke-Syracuse. Duke actually up 30-24 in that one with about 10 minutes left on the ball game over Syracuse. Army, they're trying to beat the Citadel 7-3 right now. Citadel, excuse me.
What did you say, Citadel?
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, they're trying to beat those other guys. They're up 7-3 in a barn burner in the third there. And then you mentioned a couple of those games. Unfortunately, UAB Rice, FAU Southern Miss postponed by that hurricane that made landfall yesterday. So,
and we're going to take another break. 28-7 halftime here. Boomers trail to the Guthrie Blue Jays. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
Did you know that more lives are lost to lung cancer each year than to breast, colorectal, and prostate cancers combined? Up to 65% of those newly diagnosed with lung cancer have never smoked or are former smokers. Lung cancer will claim more than 142,000 lives this year, but new treatments have improved survival for many with the disease and offer new hope for many more. So does lung cancer screening. The American Cancer Society and American Lung Association recommend that current and former heavy smokers ages 55 to 80 get a yearly CT scan of the lungs. Private insurance and Medicare cover these exams for those who qualify. So ask your doctor if lung cancer screening is right for you. And if you smoke, ask your doctor to help you quit. Visit the National Lung Cancer Roundtable website at nlcrt.org. This message brought to you by the National Lung Cancer Roundtable.
As the world faces the challenges of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Lions recognize that kindness matters now more than ever. And Lions and Leos are finding ways to continue to serve our communities, including ordering food delivery for healthcare workers, holding story time for children online, and providing surgical masks to medical professionals and first responders. Empowering us to do more, Lions Clubs International Foundation has provided nearly $2.5 million in grant funding for COVID-19 relief. And that support continues to grow. For more than 100 years, in times of need, Lions always find a way to help those around them. And after we emerge from this, we will be stronger than ever. Visit lionsclubs.org to learn more.
Hey, welcome back. Boomer Football, 28-7 halftime. Guthrie on top, and let's talk about the halftime adjustments before we get to our next break and then back to the action. So talk about what's Coach Lucian and Coach Derek Lucian telling his defense as well.
Yeah, defensively it's really, on that front seven to figure out how to shoot the gaps and really close down those options that Guthrie's getting. And they bounced outside a couple times, but for the most part it's really just creating those cutbacks within the tackles. I mean, we've seen Haymans really be able to play in Gil Raines when he's called his numbers on some of those really delayed RPO read options, has found a couple really big holes to run through and virtually untouched there. So it's about identifying the flow and identifying where the ball is at, spot the ball, getting to that ball, whether you're D-line, linebacker, even in that defensive secondary as well. So on the offensive side, Brock, I mean, showing some flashes, just still a bit too much of not being able to put together drives. You get a couple of big plays and maybe you get a penalty, or you have we've seen bad snap or two still kill some drives. So that's something that you've got to get jump started, because when this Boomer offense can get going, there's definitely the pieces there. I mean, you got Sam Cheap, you got plenty of weapons, you got Nash Hunter, Max Cheap, Taylor Laird out there still, even Jarek Thomas at times, and Aaron Friday. Those are all guys that are very talented, and they're good athletes. It's just you got to be able to get them the ball and be able to find the proper space for them.
Well, I think Hammond's, he's kind of shown us that he's not going to go down with one arm tackle.
No,
you're going to have to really rally to
the
ball.
Yeah.
And go low on him. If you go high on him, he's going to run right through your arm tackle. So that's going to the team pursuit is going to have to be better in the second half. Now, not without over pursuing, just like Tarman, but it's going to have to be better, and identifying the certain RPO plays is going to have to be better too, and filling gaps. You're going to have to be gap sound. We weren't gap sound at all in that first half.
Right. Well, you mentioned the difference between Tarman and range. So obviously with Tarman, you mentioned the over pursuit sometimes would kill you because he just, juke you, break a tackle, and he's gone. Whereas with Guthrie, it's not so much the over pursue of the player. As you're mentioning, you have to identify those gaps and fill, your backside gaps for the cutback lanes, because that's where Guthrie will kill you. Not that those guys are going to put a lot of moves on you. They would rather see the holes blocked and then just take a plant and cut it back up into a cutback lane.
You want to dare Guthrie to pass more. Now, they've shown they can pass the ball with Stevenson, but that's the only guy they've only gone to, or Wilder and Stevenson. That's the only two guys it looks like they trust going to. So you need to make him more one-dimensional. If you can maybe cut that off a little bit more at the running game, we'll see what happens. But Boomers can come back. There's plenty of ball game left to go. Offensively, the Boomers have got to they haven't got the running game going. Second week in a row that the running game has really kind of stalled. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're not just blocking up front. Guthrie's more agile or more speedy up front against us. I don't know. That's just Coach Lutzen said he takes offense to that because that's his crew. So he's got to figure out what's going on, why we can't get the running game going either.
Yeah, and that's just kind of what they call a come to Jesus meeting with your offensive line there. And I'm sure Kenyon Lanham has already been on him. I mean, that's something Kenyon's very proud of in terms of being able to really get those guys going. So, and of course, with the gap the way it is, I can't imagine you'll see too many runs. It's probably going to be more of that air attack. And with that, got to make sure Sam's got proper time to throw it and be able to go through his progressions.
So 28-7 here at halftime. We got about 4 minutes and change before we get this one back underway in the third quarter. Boomers will have the ball to start the third quarter and see what they can do with their first possession of the second half. Boomers trail 28-7. This is Boomer football on Z92.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals. Because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes? Their age? The way they speak? Would you notice an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for summer break because she may not be having lunch again until September? Or a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs and still can't put enough food on the table? Or maybe a mother who cleans offices at night, hoping to find meeting leftovers to take home to her hungry family? Or a war veteran who's having a hard time landing a job and getting back on his feet? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Boomer Football. 28-7, Boomers trail at halftime here at the Guthrie Blue Jays. Boomers have now just come out of their locker room. Guthrie's on the field now. We're warming up, about 3 minutes and change. Talk about the keys to the second half for the Boomers to come back from this 21-point deficit.
All starts with this drive you're about to have to start the second half. We talked about how you're going to receive the ball, and whether no matter what happens on the return, you've got to put together a good drive here. You get yourself that early momentum, get into it. I got to see some more, life on that sideline.
Yeah, there's no energy.
Yeah.
They've got to figure out some energy. They came out with some energy against McGinnis in that second half where we were close enough. We heard them, just
oh, yeah, they were getting
going at it because we're outside with them. But the fact that we didn't come out with any energy, and that's what one thing that Coach Luchin said, if we don't come out with energy on Saturday, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, it is, and that's just, a lot of football is the mental makeup, right? Like we've seen time and time again, whether it's high school, college, pro even, it's not necessarily about being the most talented person in the room or on your position group. It's about, hey, do you have the mental makeup to dig deep and, continue to fight through any adversity, make yourself better in that sense? And this is that moment for them. They know season's on the line here in terms of the playoffs. If you can't get this one, that means, as you mentioned, you're going to have to either be Carl Albert or Piedmont pretty much and hope that then Guthrie maybe, loses somewhere else. So it would be much better, obviously, if you come back, get this win, and put yourself in a good spot going into the Lawton Ike and Guyman games.
Well, and also, another key in the second half, Sam can't force passes.
Yeah.
I think he's forced a couple today. That's just him being a sophomore. He's learning, but he's got to take what the defense get. You can't give the ball back to this offense and lose possessions and give them more possessions because that's going to kill you in the long run.
Especially an offense that likes to run the ball,
right,
because that's when, in a situation like this, they'll just stretch out drives and chew that clock on you. But I do have to say, you talk about him forcing some throws. Yes, there have been some, double coverage type of throws, but you also got tip the cap to DeAndre Jones. Has made some kind of crazy plays over the top there.
How he did not pass interference on that one call, I have no idea.
I mean, he got over him and he got the pick, and he's made a couple like that now. So that's a guy I'd probably try to throw away from if you can in the second half.
Update the OU Texas score. Texas just scored 31-24 with about 3 minutes and change before that one's over. So that one is getting a little bit chippy here as we go down the stretch. I want to thank our sponsors once again: AAA Insurance, Design Realty, Bentech Insurance, Dairy Queen, Diesel Dynamics, Harper Sanitation, High Plains Technology Center, High Plains Tire, K&S Tire, Wilson's Country Grill. Plenty of space still for you as a sponsor if you want to get in with your business, as a sponsor of Boomer Sports and also our Tri-State Sports that we have on KZZW and all that good stuff. So how do they get in touch with you to get that done?
They give a shout to 580-256-4101. That will take us, ask for Benita Gonzalez or myself, and we get you hooked up. I know we've had like Wilson's Country Grill, they hopped on here not too long ago, last week. So there's still room for you, of course. Anybody that wants to come out and support these Boomers. And there's other ways, too. If you're not necessarily feeling sign up for the entire season, we kind of do a few games here and there where maybe you get that type of support in there for a couple games. So anything's open to that sense. Just give us a shout, and we can find the best fit for you to show your support for the Boomers here.
Well, we got about a minute to go before the third quarter commences, and Guthrie leads 28-7. Boomers will have it to start the third quarter. So that's a plus to get cut into this 21-point lead for the Blue Jays. Like I said, 28-7. Got a decent crowd, a hot day today in October 10th, and it's almost close to 90 degrees. I don't know if we ever want to see that. It's just weird. It's just a weird year. 2020, you just never know what's going to happen in 2020.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the hot temps, how about that? Because September we had some cooler days, going on, some 70s. Yeah, toying with us. Then all of a sudden October, right back up to the 90s like it's the middle of August.
So we're about ready to get back underway, start the third quarter. Boomers are going to receive it left to the right on the radio dial, so they'll receive it in the south end zone of Boomer Stadium. Max Chief's going to be back to receive. Going back with him is going to be Taylon Laird. And I believe that's Hayden Hillier over here on the near side. Let me look here, 13. Nope, I was wrong. Carson Medina. Carson Medina will be on the near side. Taylon Laird on the far side on the 20-yard line. Max Chief will be at the 10-yard line to receive deep for the Boomers. Isak will kick off from his own 40. His last kickoff was just a line drive bullet right down the center of the field to Max Chief. See what he does here, because the prior kickoffs he's had pooch kicks. So we'll see what he has in store and see if Guthrie maybe wants to catch the Boomers off guard basically and try to get the ball back here, or just going to kick it deep. So Isak getting ready to kick off. Stands his own 30. Gets the sign, signal. Walks down to the 35. Now trots from the 35. Puts a boot into it right there. That's going to be a line drive kick right down to Max Cheap at the 15, the 20. Angling to the 25 up the center of the field. 34-yard line. He's going to be crunched down hard. Big time hit there by number 22, Chase Doyles.
Linebacker.
Chase Doyles.
Doyles, yeah, I said Doyles. Excuse me.
And Max is still feeling that one. He got hammered. Max still trying to wipe that one off. He might have to come out for a play here.
Yeah, Doyles just fired in there. You know, from being a linebacker, usually he went
Coach
through that gap.
Looking at Max Cheap right now. Boomer's going to take possession here, but Max is shaken up, so I think we have an official timeout. If not, they're going to give it a delay of the game, but I think they're going to call a timeout for the injury here.
Yeah, just got evaluated. Maybe no.
Nope, they're going to call the delay. And the head referee is like, no, you're not. It's an official timeout. Put the flag back in your pocket. And he did wave it off. That was great. That was great.
Yeah, that's an interaction there.
That was that was the umpire wanting to have a say in something. He's like, no, put it back in your pocket.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a say. That was great.
That's not an interaction you see very often. It's kind of like, you know, we get a highway patrolman getting pulled over by a local cop. And it's kind of like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Or Jim Morris saying, playoffs, flag. What do you mean flag?
Anyways.
Boomer's going to have it 1st and 10 from their own 34. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. 1 back set. In the pistol is Sam Cheap now. Gets a snap. Got to hand it off to Nash Hunter. He's hitting the backfield and dropped right there for a loss about 1 yard. 2nd down and 11. Not much in the running game at all again there.
Yeah, Nathan Wiggins, the senior, just immediately on Nash Hunter right there. On that play, and Brock, you've got to find some space here. Those first down runs, folks, whenever you hand off to a guy like that up the gut, you're really hoping for 4 or 5 yards because that really sets up your playbook to be wide open.
This offensive line is really kind of struggling to get some chemistry going on the playing field.
Yeah.
They're really good in practice and have good chemistry, but that just hasn't translated to the game. 2 receivers the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set, 2nd down and 10. Max Cheap back to pass under pressure, big time. He's going to be sacked back at the 15-yard line and shooting through the gap. I believe that was Doles again. It was.
Yep. And he was unaccounted for, which Guthrie did put it to where they rushed 6 pretty much. So is what that does is when you don't have your running back in the backfield, now all of a sudden you have an unaccounted guy. All 5 of your linemen are blocking, and you just basically get a free guy going at your quarterback is what you saw right there.
I said the 15-yard lane's back to the 21-yard line, so a 3rd down and 28 upcoming for the Boomers. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Max Cheap still out, it looks like.
Guthrie going to overload again here.
Sam Cheap in the shotgun gets snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. Trying to fire. He will fire. He does fire across the center of the field. It's incomplete. Mark Pinkard was the intended receiver, and the Boomers go 3 and out and give the ball right back to Guthrie.
Max knew as soon as he dropped back there he was going to be dealing with a very limited clock just because, once again, Guthrie overload on that defensive line. And, you know, it sounds simple enough, but it's very hard for that line to be able to communicate quickly, pick that up, because you're basically going to have to double a couple of guys, which is, usually for an offensive line, you're the one doing the doubling, not getting doubled up.
You mean Sam? Went back to pass, not Max.
Did I say Max?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, well, I apologize.
I was like, what? You know Max in there? Max is in there to punt, so that's a good sign. He's back in there to punt. Short kick.
Oh, there's going to be interference.
Yes.
They did Max.
Oh, Max is down again. Yes, this is going to be a roughing the kicker. That's going to be a personal foul, and Boomers are going to have a 1st and 10, I believe.
Boy, that's a big break.
That's a personal foul, roughing the kicker. That's going to be an automatic 1st down for the Boomers.
Big break.
Max Cheap just wants a hot tub at this point.
Blood
He's
for
taken a couple
today.
hits. Yeah. He just came out there after he got racked, or not racked. He got hit hard on that kickoff return, and then he gets nailed right there. I think it hit his plant foot. That's why it was a personal foul, and he ran into it.
It was a collision right there for sure. And they're double checking and making sure it is an automatic 1st. Definitely a personal foul.
It should a personal foul, dead ball personal foul. That should be definitely a 1st down. That's how it is in college.
And it looks like that's going to be the same, like you're talking about. give you.
So no, it's going to be 4th and 8. I don't understand that. That's usually that's an automatic first down in college in the NFL.
The first down.
Okay, that's so 1st down and 10. Okay, that's better. They did move the chains. It was going to be 4th and 8, but then they moved it. So 4th and 10 for the Boomers at their own 36. Cheap in the shotgun. Receiver comes in motion. That's Max. Cheap gets the snap. He's going to try and get a pass away, but Johnny on the spot. Another blitz. Nobody accounted for any of the defensive players, it seemed like, and Sam Cheap is sacked again on the play.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't quite see if Thomas was part of a stunt right there on that side or whatnot, but he just, I mean, as soon as that snap was off, Sam was staring him down pretty much and just nowhere to go.
So it's going to bring the ball back. 2nd down and 19. Boy, Guthrie's just pinning their ears back and just firing off all cylinders because we can't run.
Yeah.
We can't run, so now we have to pass, and they know that, so they're just bringing the house.
Yeah, they're overloading the box and saying good luck trying to get it off within 2 seconds.
3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Back to pass again is Sam Cheap. Going to fire deep down the far side, and it is going to be incomplete. Was going for Jarek Thomas, I believe, on the far side, but in coverage was Shelf. It's going to be 3rd down and 19.
Yeah, Shelf had him covered that time. They picked on Shelf a little bit. They've tried to with Max Cheap, and it's worked to a certain degree. This time they try to go with Thomas, but Shelf had the head on the swivel.
So 3rd down and 19 for Boomers at their own 27. Wyatt Pope comes in with the play. Jarek Thomas is going to come out. 3rd down and 19 for the Boomers. Actually, Friday came out, not Jarek Thomas.
Yeah, it looks like they've got Nash Hunter in there to maybe be an extra blocker, knowing that Guthrie might just kind of send the house again here.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. Cheap in the shotgun. Gets a snap. There's going to be a false start on the Boomers. Marching back 5 more yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 24, excuse me.
Yeah, we talk about the mental mistakes. Can't quite have that.
Texas driving to tie the ball game right now, 31-24. So 3rd down and 24 for the Boomers upcoming. Minute 11 to go in the ball game in the Texas OU game.
Looks like Jarek Thomas now out here. They've got Pope, Laird, Pinkard, and Cheap at your receiver spots.
So 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. And looking over for a play. I think we might have a timeout by Coach Pinkard. Yes, we're going to have a timeout. 9:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. 28-7 Guthrie leads. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
High Plains Technology Center's daytime career programs prepares high school students and adults for high-wage, high-skill, and high-demand careers. Career education at High Plains Technology Center could be a pathway to learn a trade that will last a lifetime. High school students can be workforce-ready at graduation or earn college credit. Adults call to see if you qualify for the Next Step Scholarship or for one of the many other financial aid resources that are available. Call High Plains Tech for more information or check out all the career programs at www.hptc.edu. High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Red Zone, Texas. Welcome back to Boomer Football.
Giving the Texas update.
Yeah, sorry. Giving the Texas update to the Guthrie broadcasters, our friends over there, Chris Evans and Phil Nichols.
Yep.
And really good friends of ours. Mine especially. I've worked with Chris for a long time, being from Perry. And Chris is only actually one of the reasons I got into broadcasting. So he's been a great mentor for me. But back to our game. 3rd down and 24. What kind of play you draw up here, 3rd down and 24, deep in your own territory at your own 22?
Well, we saw them there. They got some extra blockers, and you got Zane Zamarco out there and Nash Hunter along to help this set.
Pope goes in motion. Cheap gets a shotgun snap. He's back to pass. Going to fire down here in the near side. That's Max Cheap. Trying to box out. That's definitely a PI. Yeah. He did. He is politicking for it, but no, sir.
Okay, so
no, sir.
This is interesting because Max did kind of back into him a bit and maybe kind of sold it there, but he
still came over the back. It's just like in basketball. DeAndre Jones, you're guilty of it, mister. So it's going to be another 1st down for the Boomers.
I'd put that on the awareness of Max Cheap to realize how to be able to position himself.
That was boxing out for a rebound. Exactly.
Yeah, and kind of draw that one.
So that's a personal foul. He's going to the line for a 1-and-1. Actually, there's another penalty.
Yeah. So
didn't see the other penalty back at the line of scrimmage. We had a holding.
Yeah.
And then we had a personal penalty, pass interference. They both offset, so we'll do it again. Third down and 24. Boy.
So nothing happened right there, officially.
And we wanted it to happen. That would have been great for the Boomers getting out of a hole. Now it's back to 3rd and 24, and Guthrie can pin their ears back on Sam Cheap once again. Ball at the 22-yard line. 3 receivers to the near or to the far side, 1 to the near. That's Taylor Laird against Stevenson. Cheap in the shotgun, gets a snap, back to pass. He's under pressure again, going to fire the screen. It's caught! Lots of room. Nash Hunter trying to get up the middle field, and he kind of dances his way across the 30 to the 35, stumbles. But, man, he's trying to get the outside corner. But, man, there's a couple of Blue Jays that had the angle on him, and boy, give credit where credit's due, because that could have been a big play, but they shut that off real quick.
Yeah, just enough Blue Jays over there to clog up that space, like you mentioned, get those angles. It's tough there because Nash had a lot of space.
Yes. Yep. But just the speed on the defense. So Chelf and Stevenson go back to return the punt. Max Cheap to punt again. Guthrie probably not going to put on a... Nope, they're not going to rush. There's a kick. It's off the side of Max's foot. Goes out of bounds at about the Guthrie 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. 8:18 to go in the third quarter. 28-7. Guthrie on top. We'll keep it right here as the Boomers down by 21.
Texas just scored, by the way.
And we are tied. We are going to over. There's 14 seconds to go. And Texas and OU heading to overtime. In the Red, and Phil Nichols said, of course they do. I heard him. Red River Showdown going to overtime. Texas and OU. Texas was down by 14 with about 6 minutes left, and
brought it back.
They did exactly what they did at Tech. They were down by 15 with, 3 minutes left at Tech, and they did the same thing. So back to our game. Guthrie has it 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Rains in the shotgun. Gets a snap. He's going to call his own number around the right side. Angles up to the center of the field. Has room. Gets across the 45. Still going. Get to about the 43-yard line. He's got another first down for Guthrie. 11 yards and 1st down and 10 for the Blue Jays.
And just again had, an escort out in front of him. 2 or 3 Guthrie offensive linemen there on that pull. As soon as he bounces it out, you see Sam Wilhelm getting to that second level and, getting a couple blocks there.
1st down and 10 for the Blue Jays at the Boomer 43-yard line now. And with a 21-point lead, they're just going to, like you said, salt the clock away here.
Yeah, it's going to be the game plan. They're not going to do anything flashy. Not going to try to really, rear back and throw it. Just sit there and hit the gaps and try to continue pounding away.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. Rains in the shotgun. Receiver goes in motion to the left side, Rains gets the shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off to Hammonds, and he's going to be hit in the backfield, maybe fail forward for a half a yard, but officially no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Big Kenyon Lanham right there finding a way to plug up that gap. There's definitely a hole for Hammonds. Kenyon jumps in there and takes it away.
7:40 to go in the third quarter. Guthrie on top 28-7 in this crucial 5A2 district matchup. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Rains in the shotgun, and he's going to look over to the sideline, get the play. Still waiting for the play to come in. Taking a lot of time. 13 on the play clock.
I was about to say, it's never way this offense really chews that clock.
I don't mean to have dead air, but they're just taking their time. Now there's the snap. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to keep it RPO up the center of the field. Gets across the 35. Still going. Shimmies his way over there at the far side across the 30-yard line. Falls forward to the 28-yard line. Thought they had him back here at the 36. But, man, just another cut and shimmied his way up the far hash, and another first down for the Blue Jays.
He just bounces off guys sometimes. You mentioned earlier with him and Hammonds both, if you try to go for the high arm tackles, most of the time it's just not going to work. You got to go at them low and get into their hips.
It's 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays at the Boomer 28, driving for another score. They're already up 21, 28-7. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. Receiver goes in motion. That's Wilder. Set back behind the line of scrimmage. Shotgun snap. Hand off to Hammonds over the left side. Cuts it back up the center. Ball's on the ground. Who's got it? A lot of Boomers around it. I think maybe the Boomers got it.
It's a big scrum here.
And the Boomers have it. 1st down and 10 for the Boomers. They get a turnover. They desperately need it.
Oh, humongous right there. That is, we talked about in the first half, just getting a stop somehow. And sure enough, they find it here right before Guthrie gets into that red zone. Now you've got to be able to use this momentum and go down and get a score, get yourself back into it.
So first down and 10 for the Boomers from their own 26. They get Guthrie to cough it up. And that's another thing that happened last year's game. Guthrie had some turnovers, too, that aided our 28-14 win.
Right, and then this year Guthrie's been a little less prone to those. They've been really good about taking care of the ball, so to see that from Hammond's, it's a gift for sure.
Yeah, Hammond's a sophomore. That's a sophomore mistake. He's just a young kid and just had the ball a little bit too far out from his chest and gave it up. And first down and 10 for the Boomers from their own 27. Two receivers on the near side to the far. Sam Chief in the shotgun gets snaps. Going to hand it off to Parker Schmitz up the middle of the field. Driving for maybe 2, maybe 3 yards. Maybe give him the 30, but I don't think he quite got to the 30. Give him 2 yards. Second down and 8.
Yeah, just went to that mass humanity there in the offensive line. And once again, just not really any holes. It's not so much that Woodward's getting blown back, but they're not being able to push forward and get to the a couple yards up the field, especially get to the linebackers there.
So second down and 8 upcoming for the Boomers from their own 29-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. 28-7, Guthrie on top. Parker Schmidt stays in at running back. Sam Chief in the shotgun once again. Gets a snap. He's going to hand it to Parker again right up the center of the field. Crosses the 30 and tries to turn his legs forward. He gets to about the 33-yard line. Give it to him. So give him third down and 5 upcoming for the Boomers.
Yeah, and that's a little bit more along the lines of what you need right there. You wish you got that on first down in terms of that run, but now you at least set yourself up for what they're going to call a 3rd and 4 and just kind of an open playbook scenario here.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 officially. So Boomers get ready to break the huddle. 5:18 and counting. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. 1 back set. Parker Schmidt stays in. Now in the pistol is Sam Cheap. Gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking to his left, and he had a receiver wide open in Aaron Friday, and he just overthrew him, and he had nothing but green grass in front of him. If he throws it in stride, Aaron may be gone.
Yeah, and it was a great set of routes right there. It's Laird and Friday on that side, Brock, and they did just kind of what you call it, a slant and out. So Laird slants in from the outside, and Friday does about a 5-yard out, and it opened up perfectly like you're mentioning, and Sam just couldn't quite hit him, couldn't get the rhythm of that throw.
So 4th down and 5. Max Cheap to punt to Stevenson, and Shelf gets a snap, puts a boot into it. This is a better kick. It's a low kick. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be fair caught by one of the coaches over there.
I believe that might
39.
be Coach Morgan. Funnily enough, that is Coach Morgan. That was one of my history teachers back there in middle school.
4:52 left to go in the third quarter. 28-7, Guthrie leads this Boomer football on Z92.
Fall is here, and that means open enrollment for health insurance and Medicare is just around the corner. Bentech Insurance Agency is a certified enrollment center for health insurance policies on and off the health insurance marketplace. If you are over 65, Bentech can also help you enroll in Medicare products. Annual enrollment period for Medicare is October 15th through December 7th, and open enrollment for health insurance is November 1st to December 15th. Call your hometown agents Clint White, Lindsey Custer, or Rosetta Thompson at 580-256-9918 and let them provide all of your insurance needs.
And back to action here. Guthrie has it 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Raines gets a shotgun snap. He's going to roll to his left. Now he jukes and shimmies and shakes and gets across the 40. Ball's on the ground again, and I think Guthrie got back on it this time, right at the 45. But man, ball security, a little reckless right now for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, almost cost them again right there, but they had a couple big boys falling on that one, being able to get on top of it.
So he got 6 yards officially to the 45. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Blue Jays. 3 receivers go to the far side. 1 back set. Raines in the shotgun snap once again. Barking the call. Now he's going to look over to the sideline for a play. 15 on the play clock. 14, 13, 12. Down to 10, taking their time with the 21-point lead. Now Raines gets a shotgun snap, going to call his own number up the center of the field, gets some blocking, gets across midfield, now dragging tacklers all the way to the 45, and another first down for Guthrie. Boy, it's nothing sexy, but he just gets into the pile of humanity and he just falls forward with all the big boys.
Yeah, just a kind of a simple QB trap right there, like you mentioned, where they just, he catches a snap, he takes about kind of a half step to give his lineman time to get over there.
So 1st down and 10 for the Blue Jays at the Boomer 45. 3 receivers over there at the far side, 1 to the 1 back set. Raines Looks over for the call again. 12, 13, 11, 10 on the play clock. Still haven't snapped the ball. 3:39 and counting in the third. Hand off to Hammonds up the center of the field. Has room. 40. Gets across gets out of a tackle. 35, 30, 30, 25, 20, and then knocked out of bounds at the 15. And actually going to give him about the 13-yard line, but he's deceptively quick. That the Boomers had an angle on him, but he just got that edge and it was nothing but green grass, and he gets a big gain. It's at the Boomer 12-yard line, first down and 10 from the 12.
Need to make another stand right here. You cannot relent, give up that touchdown, because if it gets to 35-7 here late in that third, you are digging out of a huge, huge hole into the fourth.
So, yeah, Guthrie has it first down and 10 from the Boomer 12, 3:08 and counting in the third. And they're taking most of that play clock down every time they have the snap. Josh Raines in the shotgun gets a snap a little low. Now he's going to call his own number around the right side. Going to be tackled from behind. He's going to fall forward to about the 9. So we'll call it second down and 7 from the 9. We do have an injured player, Guthrie player.
That's Hammonds. Nash Hunter drug down Raines and Brock. As he was dragging him down, they collided into Hammonds at a really awkward angle there. Hammonds got whiplashed a bit.
Hammonds is definitely down on the ground, injured. We'll give you a recap here of a OU Texas game in overtime, 31-31. Don't know who has the ball, but it's an overtime. It's the second overtime game in the history of OU Texas.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a long history too.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you abreast of that, but we do have an injury. It's Isaiah Hammonds, the sophomore running back, who we've watched him on film. He's really good in person. And he's only just a sophomore, so he's just going to get mature.
Yeah, and that's Guthrie's they figure they're maybe most talented class is that sophomore group, and we're definitely seeing it in action here today.
Texas has the ball while we have the injury update. Sam Ellinger is going to the end zone. First and goal for Texas inside the 5 in overtime right now. But, yeah, we want to thank our sponsors while we got a chance, while we can do that real quick, because we're out of timeouts here in the third quarter. AAA Insurance, Design Realty, Bentech Insurance, Dairy Queen, Diesel Dynamics, Harper Sanitation, High Plains Technology Center, High Plains Tire, K&S Tire, Wilson's Country Grill as well. So we thank all of our sponsors. Also want to remind you, Farm Expo is next weekend. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the fairgrounds, at the Crystal Beach Fairgrounds. So we are going to be out there working our tails off, and we also have Boomer football Thursday. So it's going to be a busy week for us, partner.
Yeah, and quick scores over there on K101 on Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah, KZZW going
game
full.
Night, all that good stuff.
Yep, full slate there on Thursday, as you mentioned. And it looks like Hammonds is up and off the field. So, like I said, probably just took an awkward fall. I kind of wonder how much of that is, maybe the wind getting taken out of him.
So second down and 7 from the 9. Guthrie's getting ready to get back to action. 2:46 to go in the third. 28-7, Guthrie on top. There's the whistle back in action. Raines in the shotgun. Gets a snap. He's going to pass over there left side on the fade. Flag out, and it's incomplete. I think Cole Parker was in coverage, was it?
Parker Schmitz.
Parker Schmitz was in coverage. They were going for, was that Shelf?
Believe so.
I think that's Shelf.
And, Parker Schmitz, good, tight coverage. I was kind of worried, Brock, because it didn't quite get his head around, so I was hoping they wouldn't throw that
flag. Well, the pass didn't
so.
Quite get back behind the back shoulder for Shelf to get, because usually that play you have to have the back shoulder on that fade flag route, but just not enough air under it for Raines. So third down and 7 from the 9. Raines in the shotgun, looks over for his play call. 2:32 to go, third quarter. Need to make a stand. 3 receivers to the far side for Guthrie. One back set. Raines gets the shotgun snap. He's back. He's going to fire to the left side. It's incomplete. He was trying to find Allison over there in the left flat, and that's incomplete. It's going to be fourth down and 7. Esau's going to come out for a field goal.
Well, he did make the stand if you're the Boomers, so that's a good red zone stand here now. And you still don't want to walk away with any points, but, 31-7 is better than 35-7. You'll take that. We'll see if Esau can drill it.
This will be about a 22-yard attempt for Esau. He'll have to cut it from the right hash. So we'll see what the young kicker has in store. He's a junior, actually. First year kicking for Guthrie. First year coming out for football. So actually it's a 26-yard field goal. My bad, not 22. 26-yard field goal. Have to cut it from the right hash. Isak gets his steps. He's ready now. He's still ready. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It is high and long, and it splits the uprights, and it's good. 2:22 to go, third quarter. Guthrie extends their lead to 31-7, and that's the reason that's kind of, important now. Instead of 3 touchdowns, you have it a 24-point advantage.
Yep.
So you have to score 4 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns and a field goal to tie the ball game.
Yeah, and that's it's just one of those deals where you got to dig deep. We talked about at half. You got to find some fire inside. You find some fight, knowing that basically you really desperately need this win to make things a bit more manageable, trying to get back to the playoffs this year.
Texas did score in overtime. It's 38-31, so OU has their attempt upcoming here in just a minute, but it's 31-7 here. Guthrie leads. What was that drive there, partner?
Oh, we were looking at about a 5-play drive there that went, we'll call it about 45 yards or so, maybe about 55 actually, and of course finished off with the field goal there by Isak, and it took Brock, well over about 4 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. Yeah.
That's the only thing climbing this hill is Guthrie has that offense. If you can't stop it, they're going to drain that clock on you, and you might not have enough time to even come back and tie the game. So you're going to have some breaks go your way. You're going to have to score. You're going to have to do some onside kicks. You're going to have to do something to get them out of rhythm, being Guthrie. But boy, you got to start with this possession. Isak back to kick from his own 30. He slowly walks to the 35. Now in a trot, puts a boot into it. Right down, that's the best kick he's had. Right down the middle of the field. Max Cheap has it about the 15, 20, 25. Angling up the middle field, has it at the 30. Boy, one of his guys got in his way, or he might have had a lot of running room to get around to him. But they're going to have it 1st and 10 their own 30 to the Boomers.
Yeah, and then that guy that got in his way unfortunately got dump truck down by DeAndre Jones.
Yes.
Yeah, who was there to make the tackle.
1st and 10 for the Boomers from their own 30-yard line, down 31-7 now. 2:13 to go in the third quarter. Sam Cheap brings the troops out to the line of scrimmage, see what they can do on this possession. Break the huddle. 2 receivers go to the far side. That's Pinkard and Cheap. 2 to the near. That's Laird and I believe Pope. Pistol formation. Sam Cheap in the shotgun now. Pope goes in motion to the right. Gets a snap. It's going to be sweep to Nash Hunter on the right side. Has the corner 30. Now leads a man over the 35-yard line and gets down to the 37 on the hurdle. Nash Hunter. And you heard it. The Guthrie guys were kind of impressed with that too.
Well, you remember, Brock, the first practice, folks, that we went to last year, Nash Hunter, they ran that same play, and sure enough, he hurled at a teammate in practice. We were wondering when we were going to see that type of jumps come out. And it comes out there for a nice 8-yard game. And give Wyatt Pope big credit for a nice seal block on the edge right there.
2nd and 8 for the Boomers at their own 37-yard line. Minute 37 to go, third quarter. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side, 1 back set. Nash Hunter on the left shoulder. Sam Cheap in the shotgun now. Gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's going to fire across the middle. It's complete. That is to his brother, I believe, Max Cheap at the 45, and that's another first down for the Boomers.
There you go. Couple nice positive plays back to back. Some good rhythm there from Sam on that throw. They got some blocking for him, and found his brother with the in route there just across the sticks, and that's what you need, just 5-6 yards out of pop. And if you get a couple more runs out of Nash Hunter like that, you might be able to string together.
I remember how wide our eyes got in that practice when that happened. Now we're kind of just used to it. Like, that's Nash. Yeah. 2 receivers on the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Parker Smith's over there on the right shoulder. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Gets snap. Going to hand it to Parker. He's going to try and go up the middle. Crashes off one tackler. And then another would-be tackler. Finally gets drugged down about the 47-yard line. He got about 2 yards, 3 yards in the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7, under a minute to go.
Found a little bit of a hole, but got kind of quickly cut off. But, Parker kept his feet moving pretty well right there and kind of stretched out that extra yard or so.
That was like pinball back in the day. 2 receivers the far side, 2 to the near. 2nd down and 7 for the Boomers from their own 48-yard line. Sam Cheap gets a shotgun. Going to hand it off again to Parker Smith. Has a bit of a hole. Gets across midfield. Now falls forward across midfield to the 48. And it'll be 3rd down and 3 officially upcoming. And that might be the last play of the third quarter. 12 seconds to go and counting. Don't think the Boomers are going to get this off. We're going to go to the fourth quarter. Boomers going to be trailing by 24, 31-7. And they're not going to get it off. That's going to be the end of the third quarter. 31-7, Guthrie leads after 3. Boomers have a big hill to climb. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
What's undeniable control in winter? It's when you can handle heavy snow, slippery ice, and freezing rain on any road. Do you have undeniable control? Can you handle winter? Make sure you can with BF Goodrich Winter TA KSI tires. From October 1st to December 15th, buy 4 BF Goodrich tires and get up to $70 in mail-in rebates. The experts at High Plains Tire know everything about BF Goodrich. Certain conditions apply. Visit your dealer or bfgoodrich.ca for details.
Every year, over 1 million fires burn in America. Fortunately, firefighters are on the job, saving life and property, and you can be a part of it. 7 out of 10 firefighters and emergency responders are volunteers. There's no typical firefighter. Anyone can volunteer to serve their community. Volunteering as a first responder is really about having the heart and drive to make a difference where it's needed most. Your community needs you. Are you ready to answer the call? Learn more and find local volunteer opportunities at makemeafirefighter.org.
Welcome back to Boomer Football. We start the fourth quarter. Boomers down 31-7. Have a 3rd down and 3 upcoming from the Guthrie 48-yard line, and they got to have some breaks go their way here, partner, down by 24 in the fourth.
Just got to take it a play at a time, right? I mean, working with this type of gap, there is still a full quarter left to work with, and, 24 points does sound like a lot, but in the reality of things, it's not as much as you think, especially if you just start stringing together some plays, which we're, seeing some life on this drive. Now you just got to keep the mental mistakes down here and find a way to keep it going.
So they'll flip the sides of the field. Boomers are going to go left to your right on your radio dial. So they'll be driving into their south end zone. Guthrie, the north end zone. Receiver to the far side, 3 to the near, 1 back set. That's Smith's still in there. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. 3rd down and 3 for the Boomers. He gets a shotgun snap. He's going to fire over here to the right side to his brother, Max Cheap. Has it first down. Almost didn't have it. Almost came back across the first down marker, but gets it to the 43-yard line for a first down for the Boomers.
Yeah, good little play right there. Once again, one of those little, hey, get your guy in space plays. Max Cheap seeing the sticks, as you mentioned, kind of made a back step, but quickly cut it back up. To make sure he stretched across the sticks.
First down and 10 for the Boomers at their own 43-yard line, or actually the Guthrie 43-yard line. 2 receivers go out wide to the far side, 3 to the near. Sam Cheap, empty set. He's behind the line of scrimmage in the shotgun by himself. Receiver goes in motion. That's Max Cheap. Gets a snap. Sam's going to take it himself across the 40, 35, and still going. And he gets to the 30-yard line. Another first down for the Boomers. A 13-yard pickup by Sam Cheap on the RPO.
Yeah, and had a nice hole opened up there by his receivers and that outside edge of the line. And, the little kind of fake toss right there on the sweep really, took the eyes for Guthrie to Max. And can't blame him. I mean, Max Cheap has been a feature part of this offense, so... nice use of deception there by the Boomer offense.
First down and 10 for the Boomers at the Guthrie 30-yard line. 11 minutes to go in the ball game. Guthrie leads 31-7. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Cheap in the shotgun once again. Gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's going to fire over here to the right side. It's complete to his brother once again, Max, at the 25-yard line. Give him 5 yards on the play. 2nd down and 5.
I will say today for Sam, he has been able to fit it into some really tight windows, Brock. I mean, the throwing has been there for him. A couple of deep balls, obviously, maybe the few exceptions, but on these little intermediate routes, he's been able to fire and finding some nice success there.
2nd down and 5 for the Boomers from the Guthrie 25-yard line. Boomers trying to dent the scoreboard again. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's going to fire down the far side or the near side. Max Cheap! He catches in the end zone, but he might have been called for pass interference.
I don't know how they'll call that one because
he looked like he might have pushed off, but maybe Chelf got him, but man.
Yeah, they kind of came together right there. Max had to come back to the ball a little bit, he thought, and that's where the contact occurred. We'll see which way they call it.
Stands.
Could go either way.
It's going to be pass interference on Guthrie, so it's a 25-yard touchdown pass, Cheap to Cheap. The frugal connection hits again, and the Boomers are on the board. Roll wagon, Max Cheap, 25-yard touchdown pass.
And once again, Max Cheap just, finding a way to use his body, Brock, right there, because Shelf didn't really turn towards the ball. He's trying to kind of block him out again, and Max found the recognition.
Daniel Pinker, snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long, splits the uprights, and it's good. 10:39 to go in the ball game. It's now 31-14, Guthrie on top. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
21-14, Boomers trail by 17 now. 10:39 to go in the fourth quarter. What was that drive, partner?
We're looking at a 8-play, 70-yard drive there. Ended, of course, with a 25-yard touchdown from cheap to cheap. And off the clock, it took a full 3 minutes, 34 seconds. Obviously started there in the third quarter with about 2:13 left in the quarter, and they officially scored with 10:39 left here in the fourth.
So down 17, do you do a Daniel Pinkard special?
I mean, we've seen them do it at spots. I mean, they did it against McGinnis.
Did it perfect against McGinnis. He got behind his own kick and just fell on it.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. You know Guthrie was watching that on film.
Sure.
They know he's got that in his arsenal. So, and they've got the hands team. They've only got one man deep here. So Daniel Pinker's going to kick off from his own 40. Special teams coordinator racing down the sidelines. Oh, we got a man not in there. That's why he was racing. So he pushed him in there. Daniel Pinker getting ready to kick off from his own 40. See if he's got a trick up his sleeve or he's going to kick it deep. He approaches. It's going to be a little pooch kick over here to the right side. It's going to be taken on the fair catch by number 20. That is Willie Clymer.
Yep.
So Guthrie will have it 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. So Clymer, Johnny on the spot. He's a sophomore, and a little pressure. Fair catch right there, but he makes it with no hesitation. So Guthrie has it 1st and 10 from their own 45, up 17, 31-14, 10:39 to go in the ball game. Boomers still have the 2 timeouts. Guthrie has 3. So 2 receivers come out to the far side for the Blue Jays, 1 to the near, 1 back set. I don't know if that's Hammond's back in there or not. I can't tell if that's a 30 on the back. No, it's not. He's going to hand off to the running back up the middle of the field, drives himself all the way across midfield to about the 47. A big gain on the play, and I believe that's 25.
27 is what they got.
I don't have a 27.
I do not either.
That is 27. I have no 27. I have no idea who that is. So we apologize.
Find that out. Give me just a second here, and I will get you on that.
2nd down and 2 upcoming for the Blue Jays as they cross into Boomer territory at the 47-yard line. 13 on the play clock. Now 10. Now Guthrie finally gets to the line of scrimmage for the set. Raines gets a shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off to 27. He's going nowhere. Actually, they handed off to 27. Then they tackled Raines and 27 behind the line of scrimmage just for good measure. It's going to be 3rd down and short.
Yeah, Nash Hunter leading that charge right there, and really getting to that. What I'm trying to say, get to the running back, being able to blow up that play.
3rd down and officially 3. He lost a yard. Actually, a short 2.5. Guthrie has it at the Boomer 47-yard line, so it's still officially 2, but it looks more like 3. 11 on the play clock. Raines gets to the shotgun now. 3 receivers to the far side. Raines in the shotgun, gets snapped. Going to call his own number. Goes up the center of the field. Now shimmies his way across the 45. Has the 1st down as he gets to about the 42-yard line. Pick up a 5 yards. 1st down, Guthrie.
We figured out number 27 is one of their freshmen, Glover. That's who that is.
Glover. So, okay, he's not even listed on their roster.
Well, the young freshman probably wasn't ready to play today, but with Hammond's obviously going down, like we mentioned, kind of being forced into action here today.
So Glover is in for Guthrie, freshman running back.
He's got body to him, bro, for being a freshman.
Yeah.
Doesn't look much smaller than Hammond's.
8:54 and counting in this ball game. 31-14. Guthrie leads by 17. Has the 1st down at the Boomer 42. 2 receivers at the far side and 1 to the near, 1 back set. Raines in the shotgun, gets snapped. Going to call his own number here around the left side. Tries to angle up in the middle of the field. Now bounce off one tackler, another tackler, and finally gets wrestled down at the 35. Just does not go down at the 1st or even 2nd point of contact.
He pushed down his own lead blocker there in Glover. Just ran through him and said, all right, I'll take you and a couple other.
That's something you see on TikTok. You know, you have Savage music
Savage in the right context. That's great.
I'm not that old.
I'm proud of you, bro.
No, I'm not.
No high five, dang. Come on now.
You know, leave you hanging. 2nd down and 3 upcoming for the Blue Jays from the Boomer 35-yard line. Guthrie not wasting any. They're very, very methodical. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
Taking a lot of time. Raines takes a shotgun snap, gets a block, goes right up the center of the field, has a hole 30, 25, jukes another tackler, gets across the 20, and finally tackled at the 19. That was all Josh Raines. After he went behind his blockers, he just did the rest.
It's just power football right now. Smash mouth downhill from Guthrie, and it's paying off. They're still finding those big holes up the gut.
That offensive line is just pushing the defensive line of the Boomers just out of the way. I mean, just let's call it what it is. We're not winning the war in the trenches at all. 31-14. I was trying to give us 3 more points. 7:30 and counting in the ball game. Guthrie has it 1st and 10 from the Boomer 19-yard line. 2 receivers out to the far side, 1 to the near. 1 back set, that's Glover. Raines in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's going to call his own number again around the right side. Gets out of 1 tackle, then falls forward to the 15. Finally tackled at the 14. So giving 5 yards in the play, 2nd down and 5 for the Blue Jays.
Now Guthrie starting to even mask it a bit more with some motion. You saw Wilder right there going across the formation. They're just kind of creating those mind games and matchups with the Boomers right now.
So 2nd down and 5 upcoming for the Blue Jays at the Boomer 14. Want to programming note, we're having some issues with our equipment, so we probably will not have a post-game interview with Coach Lucien after the ball game, so we apologize for that.
But as always, we thank Dakota for being down there on the sidelines.
2nd down and 5 for Guthrie at the Boomer 14. Raines gets a shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off to Glover. He's going to angle himself back up the center of the field, follows his blockers, and just turns his legs across the 10, close to the. He's going to have the 6-yard line, 1st and goal for the Blue Jays. Good grief!
My goodness, a sophomore and a freshman in the backfield, Hammonds and Glover. They could be a dangerous couple of players to deal with.
Well, and Josh Raines is a senior, so I'm wondering who's going to be the quarterback next year for Guthrie.
Yeah, that will be. They usually just kind of go pick one of the wrestlers or a linebacker that, maybe hadn't got some time. Say, okay, you're going to play downhill. Typically happens.
Yeah. Guthrie wasting or not in any hurry. 10 seconds on the play clock. 6:07 to go in the game. Raines in the shotgun finally gets a snap, handed off to Glover. He's just going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Guthrie. 5 or 6-yard touchdown run up the middle of the field, and Guthrie's put this one away, basically 37-14, with about 5:58 to go in the ball game.
And you mentioned it though, kept the feet moving, the blockers in front. That's just been the story today, really, for this Boomer defense. They have not figured out a way to stop it.
So 37-14 with a point up coming from Esoc to tack on another one. Esoc takes his time, gets his footing, takes his steps, waits a snap. Ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long, and it is good. With 5:58 to go in the ball game, Guthrie leads this one going away 38-14. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
I constantly had a drink in my hand. One time I passed out while I was taking care of my kids, and Teen Challenge transformed me, restored my relationship with my children, and it's just amazing.
Adult and Teen Challenge of Oklahoma offers quality recovery programs serving both men and women, as well as adolescent boys and girls. If you or a loved one need help with addiction, please call us at 405-600-1920 or reach us online at okteenchallenge.com.
Back to Boomer Football here. Bob Campbell, Tyler Riggs. 38-14. Guthrie on top by 24 again. And let's get that drive there, partner.
Yeah, so that was a 8-play, 61-yard drive that took about a 4:41 off the clock right there by Guthrie. And most of that is just really the fact that they're running every play and just doing that look back like we're talking about really drains that clock.
You talk about wearing a team down, too, with that running game. That's exactly what has happened in the second half.
It really has, and you hope you come out with some more energy, but that's just that style where if, like we talked about earlier, if you let them get on you to start the game like they did, usually they don't give up very easy.
OU leads Texas 45-38 in overtime. Texas has the ball for their chance to tie. Esoc getting ready to kick off from his own 40, right to left on the radio dial. 38-14, 5:58 to go in the ball game. Boomers looking to drop to 0-5 and 0-2 in the district. Esock approaches, puts the boot into it. It's a high, short kick over there on the far side. It's going to be taken. I think that is Jarek Thomas. It is. And he's going to be tackled. Actually, nope, that's not Jarek Thomas. Yes, it is Jarek Thomas. I was right. And he's going to be tackled about the 33-yard line to start this possession.
Yeah, now at this point, honestly, we talk about it's probably out of reach, but you still want to be able to find that momentum to end this game and hopefully carry some good things that you did into the Law night game.
1st and 10 for the Boomers at their own 34-yard line. Down by 24, 38-14. 5:51 to go in the ball game. Receiver to the far side. 3 to the near. 1 back set. That's Hunter on the left shoulder of Sam Cheap. Gets a snap. He's back to pass. Going to throw down the right side of the line of scrimmage. It's caught, and that's Friday, and he's going to get busted out of bounds as he gets close to the 40-yard line, giving him about the 39-yard line. Took a hard hit, and it'll be 2nd down and 4 upcoming from the 39.
He took the hit well. He knew he got himself some good yards right there. A nice little 5-yard play, and we just talk about all the time the importance of getting those positive yards on 1st down because it really sets you up well for trying to put together some drives. And here on 2nd down, 2nd and 5 now, you kind of I wonder if we'll see maybe Nash Hunter get an opportunity here to kind of bounce it outside.
I want to make a correction. That was Carson Medina on the kickoff return, not Jarek Thomas. Back to pass is Sam Cheaps looking far down the far near side, and it's incomplete. We're looking for Jarek Thomas that time, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Jarek was just a step behind it. Sam, of course, putting some more air under it this time, trying to make sure he didn't underthrow his guy, which we've seen that a couple times today, and that's what you got to do. You get a guy open and get the one-on-one matchup. You got to make sure you got enough air under it, and he did. But Jarek had to try to spot that one over his shoulder, Brock. And when you're out there doing that, it can be really hard to identify and keep your feet moving.
3rd down and 5 upcoming for the Boomers. And Texas has now just scored. They are point after a 10.
All.
Now both teams are going to have to go for 2 after this overtime period, I believe. Yeah. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. 3rd and 5 for the Boomers at their own 39. Gets a snap. He throws it over there left side. It's complete. Getting out of one tackle. It's going 50, 45, 40, 35, and knocked out of bounds. And I think that was
Friday.
That was Aaron Friday. Yes, it was. Boy, he was about to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. We do have a flag behind the play.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who the receiver was on the other side with him. It might have been a block in the back right there that freed that down the sideline.
It is a block in the back on the Boomers.
Oh, they're going to call holding maybe.
Or holding.
Yep.
It is a holding on the Boomers from the spot of the foul. They threw it about the 41.
Laird's disappointed because it looks like that's who they called on was Taylor Laird, and he's just not agreeing with it.
But what a play by Aaron Friday. He was dead to rights in the backfield, and he slipped about 2 or 3 tacklers, went down the far sideline, and made a really good play. Almost took it to the house, but another penalty for the Boomers. Not quite as many as Guthrie's had today, but it puts them behind the sticks once again, 3rd and 12.
Well, and Brock, on those little swing passes like that, you basically tell your athlete out there, you say, hey, sometimes you're going to have to make a guy miss, here and there. So we got to trust you to be able to do that.
3rd down and 12 for the Boomers at their own 32-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. He's going to roll over here to his right. Still looking. He's going to pass. Fires over here to the right side. Almost a great catch by Friday, but it goes off his hands and out of bounds. Boy, what an effort by Aaron Friday there.
Stretched
4th down and 12.
Got a hand under it. If he would have been able to pull that in, I'd be sending that postcard to OBJ and saying, what's up?
OBJ?
Odell.
Oh, Odell Buck.
Come on.
Sorry. You can't use acronyms like that. Just say the name.
Everybody
and
knows
you with
OBJ.
Your popcorn up here. Anyways. 4th down and 12 upcoming. 4:38 to go in the ball game. And the Boomers are going to punt. And basically, this is going to be loss number 5, and loss number 2 in 5A2, and really puts you behind the 8 ball in terms of getting that 4th spot this year. There's a low kick, and it kind of rolls to the Guthrie
Stevens
punt returner. There's a flag. It might be face mask taking him to the ground as well. That's usually what the call is right there.
Yeah, it's kind of an awkward tackle, and it was an awkward punt, like you mentioned, to be able to kind of make it a ground ball type of field day for Stevens.
It was to the shortstop. He's up with it over to first base for the 6-3 putout. But waiting for the call here. I'm pretty positive that's probably going to be a personnel foul face mask. The way he was tackled. It's only going to be a 5-yard face mask, not a personal foul. So it's going to be an incidental face mask. It'll be 5 yards from the spot of the foul. 4:27 to go in the ball game. Guthrie's going to have it 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. With a 24-point lead, 38-14, Guthrie on top.
Yeah, now here they're going to really try to salt away that clock. I mean, we talk about it, but I can't imagine, they might be able to drain a couple of minutes very quickly with a few
if not
plays
the
here.
whole thing.
Yep.
So they come out. 2 receivers are going to come to the near side, 1 to the far side. Looks like Guthrie is definitely going to get revenge on last year. Rains in the shotgun. Gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to Glover. He's going to take it up the middle of the field, driving his legs across midfield. Falls forward to about the 48-yard line. Nice pickup on the play of about 7 yards on the first down. Actually, it's going to be about 6. 2nd down and 4 upcoming.
It's just that consistent 5-6 yards at a time. That's what really gets you, Brock, because, they do rip off some big plays here and there. But when you're getting constantly beat down for that 5 or 6, it can be a bit demoralizing.
2nd down and 4 for Guthrie. In no hurry whatsoever. 10 on the play clock. Now they finally get set. Rains in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Shotgun snap. Rains takes it. Going to hand it off to Glover again up the center of the field. Has the first down. Gets across the 45. Falls forward to about the 42. And now 3:36 to go on the clock. That might be it. He might salt it away now.
Yeah, really they needed a couple first downs, and they got at least one of those. And they're not even going to lie. I mean, we just saw on the last play, they're not going to get set until there's at least about 8 seconds left on the clock.
Nope, they're out there chilling.
Yeah.
And, 17 on the play clock, not even close to being set. Every one of them are looking over to the sideline for the play. Now they finally get set. 10 on the play clock, under 10. 8. Josh Rains looking at the clock, staring it down. 3. Now finally gets the snap. He's going to hand it off to Glover again up the center of the field. Gets across the 40, and then he gets trucked down by a couple boomers as he gets across the 40 to the 38.
Nash Hunter right there, and Hayden Hillier being able to get him down. Corral.
4 yards in the play. 2nd down and 6 upcoming for Guthrie. 2:45 and counting with that 38-14 lead. 21 on the play clock, and they're just all looking over. Trying to look over and say, who's got the pizza tonight? who's bringing the Coke? Who's got the dessert pizza when we get home? Guthrie's going to go to 1-0 in the district. Boomers are going to fall to 0-2. Nash Hunter comes on a blitz. There's a handoff to Glover, and he goes for about maybe 2 yards. Brings up a 3rd down and 4 upcoming for Guthrie with the clock still moving. 2:10 and counting.
3rd and 5 here. You got a chance to get another stop if you're the Boomers. Kenny Lamb there getting the big tackle on Glover. That's a stocky kid to bring down for a freshman, Brock.
3rd down and 5 upcoming. Texas just missed a field goal in overtime, so OU has it to win the ball game. 1:47 to go. So Dicker, the kicker, missed the field goal. 3rd and 5 for the Blue Jays. 1:38 and counting. There's a shotgun snap. Handoff to Glover. Boy, Nash Hunter just fired in that gap again, and Glover goes nowhere.
Yeah, the previous play, Nash fired in that gap, and they bounced it outside. And this time, nowhere to go. As soon as he fires into the gap, does a great job of corralling him now. Release forced to 4th down here with over a minute left.
Yeah, 4th down 5, 27 on the play clock, and Guthrie might even just take the delay of game.
Yeah, to maximize draining that clock, you're probably right.
15 on the play clock. 13, now 10. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and they're going to call a timeout at 1. So it's going to be a timeout for Guthrie with about 51 seconds to go in the ball game. 38-14. Boy, you got a short week here, partner. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in the post game. Lot 19 that's played a lot better this year too, has put some points up and put 34 points up on a McGinnis team that you only put 14 on last week. So you got your work cut out for you in this short week.
And Lot like Thursday, one took it to Guyman, put up 68 in that one. Looking, like you said, just a bit more explosive offensively. So it's definitely no off week, if you will. Short week, you got to turn it around and find a way to get things going here.
And this was a crucial game for the Boomers. How do you get this team fired up for the rest of the season? Because they knew that this was a crucial 3-game stretch. They're going to drop the first game of this 3-game stretch.
Yeah, you tell your guys, make yourself better a day at a time, right? I mean, that's really what you're going after now is putting in that work. You see where you want to be, and you know the work it takes to get there. I mean, all these kids, with the exception of a few of the freshmen, got to be on the team for that playoff run. So you know what it takes to get there. At this point, you just got to preach, hey, let's make ourselves better a day at a time, a practice at a time.
So Guthrie's going to go for it 4th and 5. Raines gets the shotgun snap. He's going to call his own number around the left side. He got a flag. We got probably a legal procedure. They're probably going to decline that, or the Boomers, and they'll get the ball. So, yeah, it will be a legal procedure. False start on the Blue Jays. And Guthrie will give it up on downs because Raines was not close to the first down, so the Boomers will decline that. And they do, and they'll have first down and 10 for the Boomers at the spot of the tackle, which was, where's the ball?
It's like maybe the way they're lining up.
36?
36, 37, somewhere.
It's like about 36-yard line.
Yep,
first 36. And 10 for the Boomers at their own 36. OU Burkich for the game-winning field goal.
After
in overtime.
Texas had missed, yeah.
Gabe Burkich, the preseason All-American, the preseason All-Big 12. And Texas is going to ice them. First and 10 for the Boomers from their own 36. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Guthrie wasn't ready. Gets a shotgun snap to Sam. He's rolling to his right. Just going to dump it down to Aaron Friday. He gets it across the 45 and barrels through a couple would-be tacklers across midfield to the 48. And Aaron's not done yet today.
Yeah, Cole Whitfield taking the brunt of that one right there. That shoulder from Aaron Friday. Nice job by him to just lower that shoulder, make sure he fought through to get that first down.
Aaron's like, I don't get to do this in soccer. It's a red card. I'm going to do it in football. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Sam gets the shotgun snaps. Going to roll to his left now. Going to fire the same play to Aaron Friday. It's complete, 45, 40. And he's going to be wrestled out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. So 20 seconds to go. First and 10 for the Boomers at the Guthrie 40-yard line.
Yep, Caden Ballard-Stevenson there making sure that Friday did not get the first down, but I like just pitching it to Friday there. That's a couple good plays by him, a couple good catch and runs.
Burkich kick is up, and it is no good. We are still in overtime. Gabe Burchett.
Oh, my goodness.
He put it to the left. He shanked it. So now more overtime football for OU Texas. And bonus coverage from me. Sam Cheap steps up in the pocket. He's under pressure. He's under pressure a lot. He's going to have to be forced out of bounds. 12 seconds, and the clock does stop at 11. He did get wrestled out of bounds. They did call him out. Man, Guthrie just pinned the ears back on that again, and he stepped up nicely in the pocket but had nowhere to throw. That was just a coverage sack. Or not,
it
wasn't a sack. It was a couple yards, but that was just a coverage play by the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and you mentioned pin the ears back. That's pretty much what they've done all second half, just knowing where it's in the spot where they have got to throw it pretty much to be getting those yards.
They know we're struggling running the ball.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, we're going to make you one-dimensional because we know that you can't run against us. And so that's kind of been the story of the whole game. 3rd down and 4. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Back pass. Rolling to his left or to his right is Sam Cheap. He puts it in there and just gets nailed, and there's going to be a personal. I think that's going to be targeting on DeAndre Jones as he launched himself into Pope, I believe. Was that? Nope, that was Pope Schmitz.
No, you're right. It was Pope.
It was Pope.
And, boy, that's tough because it wasn't so much they went with the head block. I thought it went more with the shoulder, but I think it's because their helmets collided after that. So that's one of those that they've talked about. It's going to be
personal foul on DeAndre Jones, and he didn't like it. He hasn't liked to call all day. So
it's a big call with 5 seconds left to make right there because that could affect you into the next week if you're Guthrie.
Is the rule the same in high school? Do you have to set it? I don't think you have to set.
I'm going to have to get clarification on that.
They
have gotten more harsh on it.
They have
over the last couple of years, especially trying to push the safety aspect of that.
And what really solidified that call is he actually launched himself into Pope with the crown of his helmet. That's why there was a call there.
Looks like Stevenson or Jones is no. Yeah, he's still in, so he didn't get ejected. So
5 seconds to go. 1st and 10 for the Boomers at the Guthrie 27. Back to pass to Sam Cheap. He's going to step into the pocket. He's going to be sacked, and that's going to be the end of the game. We have a flag on the play.
It might be called a horse collar.
It might be a horse collar or a hold. If it's a hold, the game's over. It's a horse collar where we got one untimed down. Let's see what they call here. Got a personal foul, face mask. So we're going to have a one untimed down for the Boomers. And you know Coach Beebe's not going to like this at the end of the ball game.
Not at the end of it, like you said.
He's taking a timeout, in fact, to kind of, what are we doing here, guys?
Well, he's talking to a white hat on that one, trying to.
So, yeah, 38-14. No time on the clock. We're going to have one untimed down because of the personal foul face mask. So the ball will be moved from the 27. It should be to the 12. Shouldn't be half the distance. Should be at the 12. Correct?
Believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's how we're going to end the ball game with a personal foul, face mask, and one untimed down for the Boomers to make this a little bit more respectable. And they're going to march it inside, the 15 to the 12-yard line. Personal foul, face mask. So Boomers will have it for one play, and like the referee just said, we're going to play one down with no time. So Sam Chief's going to come out for the opportunity to put a couple more points on the board. The ball's going to be at the 11, actually. No, it's at the 12. It's at the 12. It says 11 on the board. It's at the 12. Coach Lucien taking the opportunity to call his troops over here to get a good play for the last play of the game. You're always working for the next week, especially being a short week.
Yeah, definitely going to need some good film to work with.
Two receivers go three to the far side, one to the near. One back set, Cheap in the shotgun once again. Nash Hunter on the right shoulder of Nash, or of Sam. Cheap in the gun. He gets a snap. He's going to roll to his right under pressure again. Going to have to fire. He does. It's going to the end zone. It's caught, and it's a touchdown, I believe. Yes, it is. Aaron Friday does the toe tap dance, and it's a touchdown for the Boomers, and it's 38-20 is the score. The scoreboarder gave it to Guthrie, and I was like, no, it's not 44. And the end of the game, it's going to be a touchdown. 38-20, Daniel Pinker to put the point after attempt on to make this one official, 38-21, so he's out to do that. But what a catch by Aaron Friday. Just caught it in both toes, inbounds.
And that was a tough zone for that ball to get into, but it's found its way there for sure.
12-yard touchdown run or touchdown pass from Sam Cheap to Aaron Friday. Daniel Pinker, actually we were trying to get a guy in late. So here we go. Well, now we're set. Daniel Pinker, snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long and good. And the final score is Guthrie wins this one 38-21 on the last second touchdown for the Boomers. So we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back, we'll recap the game and all that good stuff. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You